Chapter 709. Bu Fifan was stunned. He stared at Yuan with his eyes wide open. He wanted to know what was going on. Yuan smiled faintly and said, "These people are from the shark gang in the nearby waters. They are a group of pirates who commit all kinds of crimes. What they do every day is murder, arson, plunder, rape, and extortion. They are the biggest demons in the surrounding hundreds of miles. As long as someone is caught by them while out at sea, it is impossible for them to return alive. Everyone who enters the hunter school must learn how to kill the demons in this place. They are the demons of this place. If you can't do that, I will send you to the airport and let you leave safely." Bu Fifan found it hard to accept. He looked at Yuan and then at the bar owner. The bar owner said calmly, "He is telling the truth. Every member of the crocodile gang is a demon whose hands are stained with blood. The first thing they do after joining the gang is to kidnap a child, dig out the child's heart and eat it raw to show their loyalty. Every time they kill someone, they cut off the victim's ear and soak it in potion. They string it into a bracelet and wear it on their body. The thicker the bracelet, the higher their status in the gang." Bu Fifan felt nauseous. He lowered his head and saw that the two dead men were indeed wearing bracelets made of human ears on their wrists. One of them had 3 and the other had 4. Bu Fifan felt even more nauseous. His stomach churned, and he almost threw up the free lunch he had on the plane. "Listen, now is not the time for you to feel nauseous," Yuan said. "Every time the sharks come to the main island of Hawaii, they are prepared to do evil. Every time, they will arrange for 4 people to come out. Now that we have dealt with 2 of them, there must be another 2 waiting in the car outside for them to buy alcohol. 1 minute later, when the people outside can't wait for them, they will come in to look for them." Bu Fifan's Adam's apple bobbed. The hunter school was just as Boss Sue had said. It was not a place where anyone could come. You won't kill people easily. This is your principle and also your humanity. The hunter school won't accept people without humanity. Yuan said, "In other words, if you had really attacked earlier, you wouldn't have been accepted. But now that you know of their evil deeds, their companions will enter again. I need you to pass the second test. Kill these people whose hands are stained with blood and become the true devil slayer of the hunter school." When Yuan finished speaking, the sound of footsteps came from outside the door. Their accomplices couldn't wait to come in. "If you can't do it, you'll never become a real hunter. The Hunter Academy won't waste its time educating a good-for-nothing who isn't fit to be a hunter." Yuan's words were firm. "It's up to you whether you can join the academy or not." Clang! The door of the bar was kicked open. Bu Fifan gritted his teeth as a cold light flashed in his eyes. These heart-eating bastards were not humans at all. Crack! With the sound of a bottle breaking, Bu Fifan pounced on the guy who broke into the bar. Bu Fifan felt an indescribable sense of satisfaction when the sharp broken bottle pierced his opponent's throat. Bu Fifan knew that if he killed this demon today, many people would not have to suffer in the future. At the same time, Yuan also helped him take care of the other accomplice who broke in. "Not bad, well done." Yuan smiled. "This is probably your first time killing someone, right?" "I didn't kill people." Bu Fifan shook his head. "These people are worse than animals." The bar owner laughed heartily. This little guy has a high awareness. The principal likes this kind of little guy. Ha ha ha. Not bad, not bad. Boss, I'll take him back first. I'll leave this to you." Yuan laughed. "I'll give you the money later. I was in too much of a hurry today and forgot to bring my wallet." Then, Yuan pulled Bu Fifan and ran out of the bar. "You little bastard, you don't want to deal with the aftermath again. Damn you. You haven't paid me for my drinks 36 times. 72 bottles. You owe me $1,080. The bar owner's voice could be heard outside the bar. At this time, Yuan had already brought Bu Fifan into the jeep of the 4 crocodile gang members. He stepped on the gas pedal and the car sped away. "Congratulations. You're now an official member of the Hunter School," Yuan said as he drove. "Our boat is at the eastern pier. I'll take you to our island now." Bu Fifan was excited. He seemed to have found an inexplicable sense of belonging. It was as if he was born to belong to this place, and it was not strange at all. However, there was a deep worry in his heart. He finally asked, "I know that the hunter school is a hellish training. Many people die in the training every year, right?" Yuan nodded. "I won't deny that, but they definitely didn't die in the training. They died in the actual combat training because our actual combat training is to take down the sharks. The sharks' hands are stained with the blood of hunters. You have to be mentally prepared for this. If you fall into the hands of the sharks one day, you'll suffer a terrible fate. However, you don't have the chance to quit now. If you don't want to die a horrible death, don't slack off during the training." "How many years is the training?" Bu Fifan was stunned. That was too long. Yuan glanced at him. "Kid, don't tell me you think you can really go against the sharks just because you've taken care of the weakest member of the sharks? I can tell you clearly that I've been at the hunter school for 11 years. Even I don't have the right to carry out an assassination mission on my own. As for you, it's still too early." "You've been here for 11 years?" Bu Fifan was shocked. "Yeah, I came here when I was 12. I'm 1 year younger than you." Yuan smiled. "Kid, take your time. If God is watching over you, you might be able to last until I'm here." Bu Fifan said calmly, "I don't believe in God, but I will persevere. I still have things to do and people I want to meet, so I can't die here." "Not bad, not bad. A person with a strong will always have a stronger desire to win than a person who believes in God." Yuan praised. "Kid, I like you more and more now. I'll be your guide in the future. You can ask me anything you don't understand. I'll arrange everything for you." Bu Fifan was stunned. "You? Then, what about the principal?" "Damn. Asshole. Are you looking down on me? You're just a kid who hasn't even tied up your hair, and you want the principal to train you personally?" Yuan snorted and stopped the car. "I can train you to death. F***CK. If you're not convinced, get out of the car. Let's start now. Follow the car to the dock. If you can't catch the boat, swim in the sea. There are tiger head sharks in the sea. They're very aggressive." Bu Fifan laughed. "Brother Gator, I know I'm wrong. Don't scare me." Yuan was stunned. "You don't think I'm joking with you, do you?" "Are you not?" Bu Fifan was shocked. Yuan shook his head and rolled down the window of the front passenger seat. He reached out and flipped Bu Fifan out of the window. "You're already part of the school. Everything I say to you from now on won't be a joke." With that, Yuan drove off, leaving a trail of dust behind him. F***CKU. Bu Fifan really wanted to curse him. Was he for real? F***CK. Tiger head sharks really eat people. Bu Fifan had no place to vent his grievances. He had chosen this path himself. If he didn't want to feed the sharks, he had to run as fast as he could. "Brother Gator. I'm wrong. Slow down." A jeep traveling at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour was not considered fast, but if a person were to drive at this speed, it would really be risking his life. Yuan listened to the song and directly set the cruising speed. This car was not bad, and it was time for him to upgrade his car. Haha, he had seized a good car and accepted a kid with good potential and aptitude. If he trained well in the future, he would definitely become a great person. Although Yuan was the youngest of the 8 instructors in the hunter school, his experience in training newbies was not young at all. On the other side of the ocean, everyone tried to call Bu Fifan after receiving his message. However, all they heard was the robot's voice. "Sorry, the number you have dialed is temporarily unavailable. Please try again later." Su Yun massaged his temples. Although there was nothing in the message, it proved that Bu Fifan was safe. He must have found the place he was looking for. Su Yun knew that he had to walk his own path in the future. No one could help him. He could only hope that he could become a real man as soon as possible. Brother, Chen Feng and the others are back. They might have found some clues. "Do you want to go?" Lin Gu interrupted Su Yun's thoughts. They were expressionless the last few times they came back. However, they look happy today. Su Yun nodded and walked out of the room. It had been 3 days. Lang Chen seemed to have evaporated into thin air. He had disappeared from Shenzhen. But Su Yun's intuition told him that Lang Chen had not truly evaporated. He was hiding in a dark corner of Shenzhen, like a hungry wolf waiting to pounce. He was enduring his hunger, and as long as there was an opportunity, he would pounce on him and give him a fatal blow. If Su Yun did not want to be bitten by Lang Chen, he had to give him a head-on blow when his stomach was rumbling with hunger. Hua Leitang led everyone back to the hotel. When he saw Su Yun, he immediately asked him to return to his room with them. Chen Feng could not help but say proudly, "We have a clue, boss. Hard work pays off. No matter how cunning a fox is, it's impossible to beat a good hunter. Don't get carried away. It's only a guess. If you want to prove it, you'll have to wait until tonight." Hua Leitang glared at Chen Feng. "Don't talk nonsense if you don't know for sure." Although it was only a guess, Su Yun was looking forward to it. No matter what, they had found something in the past 3 days. They had not wasted any time. That was enough. "Su Yun, based on the clues and evidence we have, we can roughly determine Lang Chen's hiding place." After Hua Leitang entered his room, he took out a map of Shenzhen City and pointed to a place near the sea. This used to be a shipyard. However, due to economic problems, it stopped operating. In this place, we smelled Lang Chen. Therefore, we decided to go check it out tonight. Su Yun nodded. "I want to go with you this time." "Okay." Hua Leitang did not refuse. "I'll have Fai Long and Long Zhan stay behind. You take Lin Guo and Fox Noble and come with us." Chapter 710. This was already the 4th night the Special Forces team had been in Shenzhen. From their careful infiltration to their unscrupulous search of the entire abandoned shipyard factory, they still couldn't find any trace of Lang Chen. Clearly, the scent they had smelled was not accurate. Lang Chen was not as severely injured as they had imagined. Everyone knew very well that the more time passed, the more terrifying Lang Chen's recovery would be. After all, he had Peng Juanda by his side. Although that guy was not worth mentioning when it came to fighting, when it came to healing, he was definitely a genius. Although Su Yun was used to this kind of stressful situation, it was hard for him to accept being disappointed with such high hopes. Gong Jiuxiao said with some disdain, "Shadow Dragon, this is what you said, that he's definitely here? Where is he? We've been lurking outside this damn shipyard factory for 5 hours and sneaked in so carefully and nervously. Humph, let alone a person, I'm afraid even birds wouldn't shit in this place, right? If you're just guessing in the future, don't make us waste our energy. I've said it before. According to the investigation, this is just a guess, just an inference. Nothing is absolute." Hua Leitang glared at Gong Jiuxiao. "Do you think I didn't want to clarify things before bringing everyone here? But who are our opponents? If I bring Dragon's Fury in alone and encounter any mishaps, can you guarantee that you and Flying Dragon will be able to complete this mission?" Gong Jiuxiao raised his head and sneered. "You really look down on us. Do you think we can't do anything without your Dragon's Fury? Do you think we're protected by you when we're with you? I really want to tell you, Captain Shadow, the Dragon Brigade isn't just your Dragon Fury team that has taken on S-rank missions. Our Dragon Prestige has also taken on S-rank missions, and we've also successfully solved the problem. Captain, we've only taken on 1 S-rank mission, but Dragon's Fury has taken on 2 of them," Yang Zhao said. "It's normal for them to have a sense of superiority." Yuan Yujiang said with a mocking tone, "It's true that they've taken on 2 missions, but they failed once. Moreover, it happened to the omnipotent Captain Yen Long. I remember that quite clearly. In the end, they used their brothers' lives in exchange for their current lives. Hidden Dragon. If UF*King say another word, I'll send you to hell." Chen Feng could not care less. He took out his gun and pointed it at the center of Yo Jiang's head. This bastard actually dared to joke about Yin Long's matter. This was the biggest taboo of the Dragon Fury team members. Yuan Yujiang didn't believe that Chen Feng would dare to open fire. If he did, it wouldn't be a violation of discipline. It would be a crime of murder. Not everyone in Dragon's Fury was so impulsive. Even if Hua Leitang couldn't control him, Han Zhan wouldn't let him mess around. Han Zhan, who had always been calm, was silent this time. Previously, whenever Chen Feng was impulsive, he would stop him. However, he didn't stop him this time. Yuan Yujiang's mouth was indeed too much. Not to mention that Chen Feng was easily impulsive when it came to insulting Su Yun. Even he was a little impulsive. They would never allow someone to joke about their dead brothers. At this time, Hua Xiaolu suddenly stepped forward, grabbed Yuan Yujiang's collar, and punched him in the mouth. Yuan Yujiang was unprepared. He thought that Hua Xiaolu was there to dissuade Chen Feng, so he was not prepared at all. Hua Xiaolu's heavy punch broke his front teeth. Yang Zhao and Ma Tengfei were both angry. They went forward to help and tried to snatch Yuan Yujiang from their hands. Chen Feng pressed the muzzle of his gun against Yuan Yujiang's temple and said angrily to Yang Zhao and Ma Tengfei, "You think I'm joking, right? Come on. Take another step forward. Let's see if I dare to F***ck him to death. You want to joke about my brother Yin Long's death? Even the head captain can't do it." Hua Leitang didn't say a word. Even Han Zhan didn't stop him. Only then did Gong Zhouxiao realize that things had gone too far. Hidden Dragon. Apologize. Gong Zhouxiao wasn't a fool. If he went overboard, the impact and trouble would be huge. A dragon had a reverse scale. Everyone had something they couldn't touch. The Dragon Fury team's people couldn't touch that failed mission. Everyone thought that it was an S-rank difficult mission, but it was enough for the experienced Dragon's Fury. However, no one would have thought that the difficulty of this mission had exceeded the SS rank difficulty. Moreover, they were betrayed by the higher-ups of the police midway. This was the reason for the mission's failure. This was the reason Yin Long lost his life in the end. Su Yun walked to Chen Feng's side and pressed the muzzle of his gun down. Only then did Yuan Yujiang's pounding heart calm down. He was really shocked just now because he didn't even care about Hua Leitang and Han Zhan. Only God knew what crazy things Chen Feng could do. If you're afraid of trouble, then don't cause trouble for yourself. Su Yun said coldly. After you return to the army, ask your captain to teach you manners. If you dare to joke about a dead person again, I'll kill you immediately. I'm not a member of the Dragon Brigade. I'm not afraid that the Dragon Brigade will let your Long-Way people track me down. No matter who you are, I won't forgive you for joking about my brother. Yuan Yujiang didn't know why, but Su Yun's words made him feel a strong sense of uneasiness. To be honest, these soldiers weren't afraid of death. They didn't even know what it felt like to be afraid. And this time, Su Yun let Yuan Yujiang experience this feeling again. I'm not warning you. I'm threatening you. Su Yun finally said, Shenzhen is my territory. It's really unwise to cause trouble for me in my territory. Gong Zhouxiao motioned for Ma Tengfei to go forward and pull Yuan Yujiang back. He said to Su Yun, "Don't let such a small matter affect our relationship, right? My people are doing this for you, so can you give them some face and don't be so calculative?" We're calculative? Even Han Zhan couldn't help but say, Gong Zhouxiao, I think we've been tolerant enough. If you're really unwilling to work with us Dragon's Fury people, you can apply to the higher-ups. I believe they'll arrange for people to replace you. Then why didn't you apply to the higher-ups to replace you? Gong Zhouxiao raised his eyebrows and said, Oh, I understand. Lang Chen is a fat piece of meat, and he's already injured. Of course, Dragon's Fury doesn't want to throw it to others. Let Dragon's Fury people stay in the hotel first, then let us apply to leave. In the end, all the merits will belong to you, Dragon's Fury. Am I right? Hearing this, Su Yun even had the impulse to punch Gong Zhouxiao's teeth to pieces. Even in such a situation, he was still thinking about the issue of merit points. Since you think so, then I have nothing to say. Hua Leitang said, Lang Chen is seriously injured, but he's definitely not someone we can easily deal with. If you want to take the credit, I won't talk nonsense with you. I'll take my people back now. If you want to investigate, then continue to investigate. Since the higher-ups let me lead the team, I'll give you the authority today. The matter of tracking down Lang Chen will be your Dragon's Fury team's responsibility. Gong Zhou just chuckled. That's what you said. Listen up, Dragon's Fury team. We're leaving today. From tomorrow onwards, Lang Chen will be our target. We can do things according to our own decisions. Let's go. Go back to the hotel and have a good rest. Lin Gu suddenly stepped forward and stopped Gong Zhou and the others. Hey, leader, which hotel are you going back to? Not everyone can afford to stay in Xingkai. If I remember correctly, there shouldn't be anything left in the hotel, right? The hotel is treating you for free because of my brother, but I'm afraid there's no need for that now. Gong Zhou had seen Lin Ji's strength. That day, when he poured water for him, it was already a show of strength. Moreover, Lin Gu wasn't one of them, and he had the support of the evil god. He had some scruples. Do you think that Dragon's Fury team can't even afford to stay in a hotel? No. Of course I don't think so. Lin Gu said. Even if it's 50,000 yuan, you can definitely afford to stay in the presidential suite tonight. However, money can't buy what I want. Xingkai doesn't welcome you. No matter how much money you pay, we can't spare a room. Bastard! Gong Zhou cursed in his heart. It was obvious that he wanted to chase them out. From the beginning to the end, Su Yun and Hua Leitang didn't say anything. They felt that there was no need to think about Gong Zhou anymore. Chen Feng looked back proudly. I saw a lot of small inns on the way out. Have a good rest tonight. It's best if we can capture Lang Chen tomorrow. That way, your dragons might well have done a great service, and our Dragon's Fury won't have to worry. Everyone will be satisfied. Remember to tell the team when you go back that Lang Chen was captured by you. We only care about enjoying ourselves in the 5-star hotel. Bye-bye. Everyone left, leaving only Gong Zhou and the others with their own cars at the entrance of the dock factory. Captain, what do we do? Ma Tingfei frowned. Let's follow them. At most, they're just saying that. It's impossible for them to really leave us alone. I'll say a few good words in a while, and this matter will be settled, right? Do you have any dignity? They've already made their decision. How can we be so thick-skinned and follow them? Yang Zhao said angrily. F*CK, I don't want to see Dragon's Fury's faces. Even if I sleep on the road, I won't go back. Yuan Yujiang nodded. Yes, Dragon's Fury is also people with integrity. We've experienced all kinds of bad conditions. Wait until we capture Lang Chen and get the credit. By then, the people who won't be able to raise their heads will be Dragon's Furies. Captain, tell us what to do. I'm sure they're just giving us a lesson. As long as we wait, they'll definitely come back and invite us back, Gong Zhou said. Gong Zhou said. He clenched his fists and gritted his teeth. This group of bastards dared to treat him like this. Fine, then he would do something to prove it to them. I won't fall for this. Even if you come back and beg us, we won't go. We'll stay here tonight. Yang Zhao grinned. Captain Kwang, we'll listen to you. We've been looking for Lang Chen for 3 days. There are only 2 possibilities now. Gong Zhou said. First, Lang Chen has already left Shenzhen. We can't find him even if we dig 3 feet into the ground. Second, his injuries are too serious and he's hidden too well. As long as we find him, we'll have a chance to kill him. No matter which one it is, it won't be a threat to us. Rest well now. From tomorrow onwards, we'll use our own methods to find him. The credit for capturing Hell King Lang Chen must go to our Dragon's Fury. We can't let Dragon's Fury take it away. Chapter 7:11. Ha ha ha. Good. Well said. Well said. As soon as Gong Zhou finished speaking, A cold laugh came from the second floor of the dock factory. You're too confident, aren't you? But I can tell you now that there's a third possibility. The 4 members of the Dragons Might team froze and immediately prepared for battle. Lang Chen appeared in the dock factory like a divine soldier from the heavens. And he had Yang Yi, Huang Yu, and other fierce people by his side. The third possibility is that my injuries have healed, and I'm still in Shenzhen, ready to play with you guys. Lang Chen's voice sounded like it came from hell. I've let you guys live so freely for the past few days. You should be satisfied. Since the matter had come, they had to face it. Gong Jiuxiao could only pray that Lang Chen was just bluffing. He took a deep breath and ordered, "Maintain formation. Prepare for battle." Lang Chen also said coldly, "Go." After Su Yun and the others returned to Xingkai Hotel, Hua Leitang seemed to be regretting it. No matter what, he was the overall person in charge of this investigation mission. If his decision caused the people of Dragons Might to be in danger, the responsibility on his shoulders was heavier than anyone else's. Shadow Team, do you want me to go back and take a look? If I see them, I'll bring them back. Han Zhan could see Hua Leitang's thoughts. He walked at the back and said, "Let's forget about the conflict. After all, you're the person in charge. They can lose their cool, but you can't." "What? Brother Black Dragon, have you been kicked in the head by a donkey?" Chen Feng was speechless. "If they want to take the credit, then let them do it. We didn't chase them away. They were the ones who wanted to cause trouble. You think that Shadow Dragon is the person in charge of this mission, but they don't think so. If they really saw Shadow Team as the commander, they wouldn't have done such a F***ed-up thing, and they wouldn't have such a F***ed-up idea. They think that we, Dragon's Fury, are just trying to snatch their achievements? I'm laughing. Why don't they take a look at us, Dragon's Fury? Isn't our Dragon's Fury far ahead of them?" Su Yun reached out and patted Qian Feng's shoulder, indicating that he shouldn't be angry about Gong Jiuxiao's matter. "It's because Dragon's Fury's contribution is the greatest every year, and Dragon's Fury completes the most missions every year that they have the idea of competing with us. You can't blame them for this. Who doesn't have a competitive heart? But this isn't a joke. We're in the middle of a quest right now. Why does he have to be so nosy?" Chen Feng snorted. Hua Xiaolu naturally stood on Chen Feng's side and said, "Boss, Shadow Team, Brother Black Dragon, I think Azure Dragon is right. The bad habits of Longwei's people are all because of us. I think we've already given them a lot of face, but they still want to climb all over us. Since they don't want it, why do we have to give them face again and again?" Han Zhan shook his head helplessly. Young people were always hot-tempered. Of course, he understood Chen Feng and Hua Xiaolu's thoughts. They had also made a lot of concessions and tolerance. Today's outburst was because the other party had gone too far. Bringing up Yin Long's death in front of Su Yun was an absolutely intolerable taboo for any Dragon Fury team member. Han Zhan had no choice but to look at Su Yun for help. In this world, the only person who could calm these two guys down was probably Su Yun. Hua Leitang also had no choice but to place his hopes on Su Yun. "Boss, they're the ones who are stupid. We have to teach them a lesson. If we go back and find them now, we'll be giving them even more face. In the future, they won't put Shadow Team in their eyes, much less us Dragon Fury team members in their eyes." Chen Feng insisted. Su Yun nodded. "Yes, you're right." Chen Feng was overjoyed. "You think what I said makes sense too? Shadow Team, Black Dragon, listen. Boss said what I said makes sense. We can't give them face anymore." "Listen to what Boss has to say," Han Zhan said calmly. Su Yun smiled helplessly. "What you said is very reasonable, we all know that, but some things can't be done just because it makes sense. We left them behind just to teach them a lesson, we didn't really abandon them and don't care about them. They've already learned their lesson, but we can't let them be in danger. If Gong Jiuxiao really leads them alone, they'll face fatal danger." Hua Xiaolu muttered, "They asked for it. Although they're not Dragon Fury's brothers, they're still part of the Dragon Brigade. They're also iron-blooded men who are willing to sacrifice their lives for their country, Su-yun said. They can die a heroic death, but they can't die so worthlessly. I agree that Black Dragon should go back and take a look, and I'll go with him. This isn't to give them face, but to avoid unnecessary losses. Isn't it better if I go? Hua Lei-Tang said. Su-yun shook his head. You're the commander of the team. You taught him a lesson today. If you go, it'll hurt your own dignity. Don't worry, leave it to me. I'll handle it properly. Azure Dragon, if they don't learn their lesson this time, I won't give them any chances if they come looking for trouble again. Okay. Qian Feng nodded. I'll listen to you. Hua Lei-Tang looked at Su-yun embarrassedly. Boss, thanks. Why are you being so courteous with me? Su-yun smiled. This was the first time Hua Lei-Tang had called him that since he left Dragon Fury. Han Zhan drove and brought Su-yun back to the dock factory. He believed that with Gong Jiuxiao's intelligence, he wouldn't be stupid enough to leave the dock factory. However, things did not seem to be as they had imagined. When Su-yun and Han Zhan returned to the dock factory, there was not a single person left in the dock factory. All that was left was a shocking bloodstain. Obviously, a fierce battle had just taken place here. On the wall, on the ground, there were bloodstains, bullet marks, knife marks. It was a ghastly sight. Su-yun thought to himself, oh no. Han Zhan didn't pay attention for a moment. Obviously, their internal strife had given their opponents an opportunity. Everything that had just happened here must have been done by Lang Chen, and Gong Jiuxiao and the others were probably in trouble. Individually, the four of them did indeed have decent combat strength. However, if Lang Chen brought people to ambush them, their chances of winning were pitifully low. What should we do now? Han Zhan said anxiously. Su-yun didn't say anything and walked out of the dock factory. Leave this place immediately. Everything will be discussed when we return to the hotel. But now that they've been captured. Han Zhan was a little hesitant. It's because they've been captured that we have to unite all our remaining forces. If we continue to stay here, we might be ambushed again. Let's go. There's no time. Su-yun was used to making decisions at this kind of critical juncture, and everyone in Dragon's Fury was used to listening to his orders at this kind of time. Han Zhan didn't hesitate to get into the car with Su-yun and quickly left. He knew that Su-yun's decision couldn't be wrong. The disappearance of the Longwei Special Warfare Team was undoubtedly a huge blow to them. Hua Lei-Tang regretted that he had acted in a fit of pique. Otherwise, this wouldn't have happened. If the Longwei Special Warfare Team was sacrificed because of this, he couldn't find a reason to take responsibility for the development. Don't worry. They shouldn't be in danger for the time being. Su-yun, even the four of them couldn't resist. It must be Lang Chen who did it. Lang Chen isn't a low-key person. If he had killed them, he wouldn't have disposed of their bodies. Since they weren't at the scene, it means that they must still be alive. Why are the Longwei Special Warfare Team members in trouble, but you? Xingzhe couldn't help but blurt out. This was also the question of everyone in the Dragon Fury Special Warfare Team, including Yuan Qingdi. However, no one dared to ask, because this topic was a little too hurtful. However, since Xingzhe had already brought it up, there was no need to continue. Yuan Qingdi had to say, Shadow Team, I know that the Longwei Special Warfare Team has always been unconvinced by Dragon's Fury. However, in this kind of thing, I hope that we can put aside our personal grudges and cooperate more. Captain Flying Dragon, it's not that we don't want to cooperate. It's Mad Dragon who wants to cause trouble. Qian Feng said, they were afraid that we would take the credit, so they insisted on finding Lang Chen themselves. If they had followed the arrangement, today's incident wouldn't have happened. It's my fault. I shouldn't have left the Longwei Special Warfare Team members in the dock factory because of a fit of pique. Hua Lei-Tang said, our deduction was right. Lang Chen was in the dock factory. However, our actions must have been detected. Therefore, when we were searching, we were already surrounded by Lang Chen. It's my fault. It's all my fault. I didn't have the ability to lead everyone. Otherwise, we wouldn't have made such a mistake. Su Yun interrupted everyone's doubts and self-blame. Now is not the time to discuss who should be blamed and whose fault it is. Instead, we should think about how to solve the problem. Analyze the current situation and how to deal with it. Everyone stopped talking. Su Yun's words were still very powerful, and he was absolutely right. What they needed to do now was not to blame, but to solve the problem. Seeing that everyone had quietened down, Su Yun continued, I can optimistically say that Lang Chen's current situation is definitely not optimistic. At least, we still have the strength to deal with them. Yin Long is right. When we entered the dock factory, Lang Chen's men had already targeted us. They were in the dark while we were in the light, but they didn't make a move. Obviously, when all of us were here, they didn't dare to make a move. Lang Chen didn't have the confidence to win, so he didn't make a move. His words made sense. Everyone nodded. When we left and only the Long Way Special Warfare team members were left, Lang Chen had the confidence to take them down without suffering losses. This means that they must be more than twice as strong as Yu Guanglong and the others. Su Yun said, this means that they have at least 8 super experts. Now, we have a total of 11 people, so we still have the advantage. Although that was the case, the other side had Lang Chen, whose condition they didn't know. If Lang Chen recovered more than 50% of his strength, it would be very difficult for them to deal with him. This is good news, but there is also bad news at the same time. Su Yun said bluntly, Lang Chen can find out about our current situation by interrogating them, if there are no ifs. Hua Leitang said, don't worry about this. Long Wei is also a member of the Dragon Brigade. People from the Dragon Brigade will not betray us. Lang Chen won't be able to get any information about us from them, and they will definitely not admit their identity. That's right. I also believe in this, Emperor Yuan Qing said. Chapter 7:12. Despite being in such a disadvantageous situation, it ignited the boiling passion in everyone's hearts. Things were that simple. Be it bickering or fighting, it was all because of the desire to win. There were no cowards, no trash in the Divine Dragon team. There was absolutely no problem that they could not solve. Yen Long, I have a suggestion. I hope that you can temporarily return to the Dragon Brigade and become our leader. There are 18 special forces in the Dragon Brigade. All the captains will look at you differently. Whether they are jealous or envious, they will all want to compete with you. Yuan Qingdi smiled. This is your ability. Su Yun shook his head. I'm not a member of the Dragon Brigade anymore. I have my own principles. I can't interfere with things that break the rules. I believe that Yin Long can lead you well. Let me finish. Yuan Qingdi interrupted Su Yun's words and continued, You represent the highest leadership and strength of the young generation of the Divine Dragon Battalion. No matter whether other captains and I are convinced or not, we can't deny that we admire you in our hearts. We admire that you can lead the Dragon's Fury Special Force to be so excellent, far better than all of us. I'm not belittling Yin Long. He is indeed very capable, at least more capable than me. But compared to you, he is far inferior. I hope that at this moment, you can let go of everything and lead us. When we return victorious from the mission, you can continue to live your life. I won't call you Yen Long anymore. Is that okay? Boss. He's right. We need your leadership now. If you don't help us, we will be like a group of dragons without a leader. We have to solve this problem immediately. Hua Xiaolu said, just think of it as an emergency. We can only choose to rely on you and believe in you. Su Yun pointed at Hua Leitang. Your leader is here, not me. He has the ability to lead you. You don't need to worry. Never doubt your superior's leadership ability. This is the discipline of the army. Have you all forgotten? No, Yen Long. They didn't forget. Hua Leitang finally opened his mouth. I'm not the one doubting them. I'm the one doubting myself. I'm already doubting my own leadership ability. How can I give them a sense of trust? It's my fault. I hope you can help me. Really, Yen Long, Captain, Boss, help me one more time. Let us finish the mission here as soon as possible. Chen Feng and Han Zhan did not speak. They were waiting for Su Yun to make his own choice. Although they wanted Su Yun to step forward bravely, they did not say anything. Because they knew better than anyone else that letting Su Yun lead the team again would definitely stimulate the guilt in his heart for Yin Long's death. Brother, I don't know what happened to you, but as a man, you have to let go of what you should. Lin Gu said softly, when others need you, especially when your brothers need you, you have to stand up for them. That's your way of doing things. This is who you are. Su Yun understood what Lin Gu meant. He had to step forward now. He had always hoped that Yin Long would be able to solve this by himself, but now it seemed that he was still too inexperienced. This kind of leadership ability was not obtained through experience. It was innate. Just like when Su Yun stepped forward now, everyone would unconditionally trust and support him. He did not need to do anything to establish his authority. Back when he was still in the mystical Dragon Brigade, he had done too many things to establish his prestige. Gong Jiuxiao and the others are being controlled at the dockyard. This proves that we've found the right place. Lung Chen's hiding place must not be too far away. If we want our brothers from the Longwei Special Forces to be safe, we have to take down the dockyard today. However, they have hostages with them. If we really end up in a stalemate, it'll be very easy for Lung Chen to use the hostages against us, Su Yun said. There's only one way to ensure the safety of the 4 Longwei Special Forces members. There's no point in doing that. Chen Feng was the first to deny it. Su Yun insisted, this is just the surface of what we need to do. We can only seize the opportunity to turn the tables during the exchange. This is the only way. Whether you agree or not, since I'm the commander of this battle, you must obey me unconditionally. Everyone, get ready. Follow me to the dockyard immediately. Boss, the 2 of us went back before. If Lung Chen's men are still there, then we... Han Zhan was a little confused. Mad Dragon and the others are not that easy to deal with. They just subdued Long Wei's men. They must be completely controlled first. That's why Lang Chen's men were not there when we went back. Su Yun said, we must use this opportunity to set up an ambush. Make all the preparations according to my arrangements. Leave the rest to me. After a pause, Su Yun continued, if there are no objections, we'll set off now. Yes. Everyone said in unison. In the spacious dockyard, Su Yun's intuition told him that there was danger lurking here. Everyone entered a state of preparation under his arrangements, waiting for Su Yun's orders at any time. Nether King, the person you're looking for is me. I'm here now. If possible, I hope you can come out and talk to me alone. Su Yun's voice suddenly broke the silence of the night. I know your men are nearby. No matter who hears me, go back and report to your master. This will be a great contribution to any of you. There was clearly no one present, but Su Yun believed that his voice would definitely attract Lang Chen's men. I'll just stand here and wait. Tell your master that I'll only wait for 10 minutes. Don't waste such a good opportunity. Cherish it. Su Yun continued to speak loudly. His voice reverberated in every corner of the dockyard. As long as Lang Chen's men were there, they would definitely be able to hear him. The people hiding in the shadows all broke out in cold sweat for Su Yun. If Lang Chen suddenly made a move, he could easily take Su Yun's life. Time waits for no one. It's already been a minute. Don't miss this opportunity. It won't come again if you miss it. Su Yun's mental state was still relatively good. Just like that, Su Yun muttered to himself for a full 10 minutes. Su Yun felt that this was more than enough time. If Lang Chen still didn't show up, it could only mean that his guess was wrong, or that Lang Chen had been watching him talk to himself like a monkey making a fool of himself. Time's up. Since you don't cherish it, then forget it. Su Yun finally said, I'm the one you want. The people you caught don't know anything. Even if they know, they definitely won't submit to tyranny. Finally, just as Su Yun was about to turn and leave, someone spoke, Su Yun, the one Hell King wants isn't you. Su Yun stopped and turned around. He smiled faintly and said, I was wondering who it was. Yang Yi, are your injuries better? With the ghost doctor by your side, I think you shouldn't have any major problems, right? Thanks to you, I'm really fine. Yang Yi was the first to walk out from the darkness. Following closely behind him were Huang Yu and Pang Juanda. Of course, there were definitely not only the three of them here. There were 6 other people, all of them infamous super experts in the underground world. Chu Lian An, Zhen Liangchao, Rolling, Qi Qianji, Geng Chong, and Ban Yueshan. When Chu Lian An saw Su Yun, he said coldly, You're the rumored famous Captain Yen Long, right? You really can't judge a book by its cover. Hee, it seems like Hell King values me. He arranged so many experts to welcome me. Su Yun said, Why didn't he come out personally to welcome me? Could it be that Bao Tianxia injured him too badly? Huang Yu snorted heavily. Su Yun, stop pretending. Let your people come out. We know very well that you can't come alone. With so many special forces elites, they wouldn't be at ease with you coming alone, right? Su Yun frowned. I'm here to talk to your master. You don't have the right to challenge me. Unfortunately, I'm here on behalf of Hell King. Huang Yu said, I'll give you 1 minute. Tell me your conditions. Let them go. It's my turn. Su Yun said, I know what Lang Chen wants, but they don't. You've profited greatly from this deal. Of course, if you think you can capture me alive, you can try. I knew you didn't come alone. Yang Yi said, but Captain Yen Long is so loyal. Don't you think it's not worth it? The 4 people you want to exchange for have already betrayed you. We can't believe that you have the guts to stay in Xing Kai Hotel. Su Yun's face changed color. The people hiding in the dark were also stunned. Longwei's people actually did such a shameful thing. Also, I'll tell you a piece of good news. Pang Juanda said lightly, Fortunately, you didn't kill me that day. I had the chance to heal Hell King's injuries as soon as possible. Although he hasn't fully recovered yet, he's definitely not someone you can deal with. Also, he's already gone to the hotel personally. This was a real bolt from the blue. This is what your people said. You will definitely come back to save them. So, our guess is not wrong at all. Yang Yi said, Yen Long, tell your people to stop hiding. It's time to end this, right? Bastard. At this moment, Su Yun didn't want to continue fighting. If Leng Chen went to Xing Kai Hotel, what about Guagua? Now, they didn't have anyone who could fight beside Little Dong Bei. Hoping that Little Dong Bei could fight against Leng Chen was simply wishful thinking. There was no chance of winning at all. Whoosh! A cold light cut through the night sky. A sharp hidden weapon directly pierced between Su Yun's eyebrows. When Su Yun came back to his senses, it was already too late to dodge. With a bang, a coin bounced off the sharp knife and saved Su Yun's life. Lin Gu had no choice but to act. He quickly jumped to Su Yun's side. Brother, quickly go back to the hotel. It'll be too late if we're late. Cho Yun has already gone. She is definitely no match for Leng Chen. Su Yun's rationality quickly defeated his inner hesitation. Now that the fire was burning his eyebrows, he didn't have time to waste. Without saying anything more, Su Yun turned around and left. You want to leave? It's not that easy. Yang Yi sneered. Pluto asked us to wait for you here. He wants you to stay here and wait for him to come back to meet you. Do you really think our people are just decorations? Go. When Yang Yi's group of 9 people wanted to surround Su Yun with numbers, Hua Leitang and Emperor Yuan Qing also jumped out with their people. Together with Lin Gu, there were 9 of them. Yang Yi was obviously a little surprised. Because they didn't know about the existence of Emperor Yuan Qing's group, they underestimated the strength of Su Yun's group. Yen Long, go quickly. Leave this to us. Emperor Yuan Qing roared. You only need to protect the people you want to protect. I will definitely bring Gong Jiuxiao and the other bastards to you personally. Shameless boasting. Ban Yueshan rushed to Emperor Yuan Qing with a ferocious face. Let me see what you can do. Chapter 7:13. The shipyard was located in a remote area, about 20 kilometers away from the city. When Su Yun left the shipyard and arrived at the parking lot, Cho Yun had already left in a car. Su Yun jumped into a car without hesitation. He didn't know when Lang Chen had arrived at the Xingkai Hotel, nor did he know if he could make it in time. But as long as there was a glimmer of hope, he wouldn't give up so easily. The car was like a mad steel monster, roaring as it charged onto the main road. Su Yun's mind was filled with worry, but he had already suppressed his anger. The betrayal of Long Wei's people was unexpected. If something really happened to Guagua, he wouldn't let the 4 bastards off. They didn't deserve to be part of the Dragon Brigade. They didn't deserve to be the most iron-blooded man in Huaxia. Lang Chen came to the Xingkai Hotel with only one person. He didn't think that Su Yun would be able to stop him from taking the Feng family's girl away. But reality proved that he had been too careless. No matter how weak Yu Xingbang was, he was still a young man with great potential. He had just broken through a bottleneck and entered the ranks of super experts, but he had been defeated by a chef's apprentice with a kitchen knife. To Lang Chen, this was more of a shock than anything else. "Don't be afraid. I'm here. I won't let anyone hurt you." Little Northeast's hands were covered in blood, and his stomach and back were aching. That bastard had put him in a difficult position, but at least he had taken care of him at the most critical moment. In the face of a life-or-death situation, Little Northeast had displayed an unusual calmness and decisiveness. Perhaps only he, who was born in the mountains, had such a natural disposition. Ruan Qingxuang hugged Guagua tightly, while Qin Wan'er, Chong, and the others surrounded them. Everyone was pinning their hopes on Little Northeast. If he lost, they would become fish on the chopping block. Lang Chen looked at the little chef in front of him and said with a faint smile, "You are a talent, and I need you. I can guarantee you that if you follow me, I will only need a year to make you an expert that everyone will fear. In the future, under my Nether King's command, you will have a position that is second only to me and above tens of thousands. I can let you have the whole world." Little Northeast spat, "You'd better stay away from us, you pervert. You also saw what happened to your little brother. Let me tell you, this is not the first time I have killed someone. Don't force me." "Ha ha ha ha. Brat, you can't possibly think that you can kill me with just that little bit of saber skills in your hands, right? Do you know who I am?" Lang Chen laughed maniacally. "I said those things to you because I think highly of you. I can put you in an important position. Don't miss the opportunity I'm giving you. I don't care who you are. As long as you threaten my friends, I will not go easy on you." Little Northeast's nervousness was obvious, but he did not back down. His courage was commendable. Lang Chen took another step forward. "Forget it, brat. You know you can't beat me. Why do you want to die for them? What can they give you? Head chef? Food and beverage manager? Hotel manager? Ha ha ha, what can I give you? It's a position that everyone in the world dreams of. It's a position that tens of thousands of people look up to. Do you understand?" Little Northeast roared, "I don't understand, and I don't want it. I want to become a head chef with my own efforts. That's enough. I don't need you to educate me. I can make my own dreams. Back off. I'll say it one last time, back off." Lang Chen's eyes turned cold. "You can't carve rotten wood. I'll kill you." Little Northeast knew his threats were useless. He had no choice but to raise the boning knife in his hand and stab at Lang Chen's throat. His speed and agility were top-notch, but they were nothing in front of Lang Chen. When the knife was about to pierce through Lang Chen's throat, Lang Chen suddenly reached out and grabbed Little Northeast's wrist. With a twist, Little Northeast's boning knife was pointed at his own face. Hiss! Everyone broke out in cold sweat. If Little Northeast hadn't quickly controlled his body from leaning forward, the knife would have pierced through his head. "I told you, you can't touch me. If you want to live, listen to me obediently. Before I give up on you, follow me obediently." Lang Chen's confidence came from the bottom of his heart. Now tell me, from today onwards, you're under my command. Little Northeast's right wrist was hurting from Lang Chen's grip. He suddenly raised the kitchen knife in his left hand and slashed at Lang Chen. He cursed, "I'm your father." This slash was accompanied by a gust of wind. Even Lang Chen had to take a step back to avoid the blade. At the same time, Lang Chen kicked out and sent Little Northeast flying. He fell heavily on top of Chong and the others. Chong used all his strength to support Little Northeast so that he wouldn't fall to the ground. Seeing Little Northeast's deformed right wrist, Chong's heart ached. "Little Northeast, are you all right?" Little Northeast's strength was beyond everyone's expectations. He endured the pain in his lower abdomen and stood up. He glared at Lang Chen and exuded a murderous aura. "I'm fine. Before Brother Yun comes back, I won't let him hurt any of you. If I can't do that, I'll be letting Brother Yun down. I really don't know what Su Yun fed you to make you risk your life to protect this bunch of trash." Lang Chen shook his head in disdain. "If I were you, even if I wasn't prepared to surrender, I would leave as soon as possible. This is called playing it safe. What about you? You can't even protect yourself, yet you're still yelling about protecting them. You're too stupid. Too stupid. Aleph * King warn you one more time. Don't educate me. If I do anything wrong, my father will educate me. It's not your place to speak." Little Northeast used his thin body to block in front of everyone again. "But I've known one thing since I was young. A drop of water should be repaid with a gushing spring. Everyone is good to me, so I definitely can't be disloyal." Under Little Northeast's encouragement, Chong, Lu Feng, Dan Hongning, Kong Zhong, Shan Zi, and Dan Jiahao all silently walked behind Little Northeast. At this time, they couldn't be cowards. They were all men. Even if they had to die standing. Lang Chen didn't feel threatened at all. These people were just ants to him. He could even kill them with a single finger. There were so many idiots in the world. They would give up their lives for others. "Since you want to die so much, I'll fulfill your wish." Lang Chen stopped admiring Little Northeast. "Before I send you to hell, I'll let you watch your useless brothers go to hell one by one." Chong spat. "I've been scared since I was young. Come on." Lang Chen suddenly attacked. This strength and speed could easily pierce Chong's heart. He wanted to protect Little Northeast and rip out Chong's heart in front of him. He wanted to tell him that he couldn't protect anyone with his skills. Just as Chong closed his eyes and prepared to accept death, the door was kicked open with a bang. Just as Lang Chen was about to enjoy the pleasure of killing, a strong killing intent behind him forced him to withdraw his fist and turn around to block. A tearing pain came from Lang Chen's palm. Cho Yun's full-strength attack was firmly grasped in his palm. "I was wondering who it was. So it's just a cute little fox." Lang Chen suddenly exerted strength in his hand. The Dragon Abyss flexible sword that had been with Cho Yun for many years was broken just like that. Cho Yun was shocked. The Dragon Abyss flexible sword's greatest characteristic was its toughness. However, this toughness was not worth mentioning in front of Lang Chen. Could this be the terrifying strength of an earth-profound realm expert? Looking at Little Northeast's blood-stained hands, she knew that he had made a great contribution. Yu Xingbang's death must have been caused by Little Northeast. "Although I don't have much interest in women, you're different. You have potential. It's just that someone used drugs to seal your mind." Lang Chen said in a low voice, "I also don't want to kill you. I know that you're the most trusted person by Old Man Feng's side. Even if I get the Feng family's little girl, I still need someone who can sincerely help me take care of her. And this person, you're the most suitable. Not only can you take care of her, you can also ensure her safety. If I want, I can even let you take care of my personal physiological needs." "I like it." Little Northeast scolded, "Stop threatening women. What I despise the most in my life is people who bully women. If you have the guts to shout at me, if you have the strength to come at me, I'm not dead yet. If you don't want me to pull out your tendons and skin you like a wild boar, then think of a way to deal with me first. Little Northeast. Cho Yun suddenly opened her mouth. You've already done enough for everyone. You don't owe us anything. You don't have to give up your life for us. With your strength, you can escape unscathed. I'll hold him back. Hurry up and leave. If we implicate you because of our own matters, then we'll be the ones to blame. Bai Liang's heart twitched. I'm also one of you. What's the point of me running away now? Even if I die, I won't be a coward. Hurry up and leave. Otherwise, there won't be time. Oh, how heartwarming. You're already at death's door, yet you're still in the mood to care about others? TSK, TSK, TSK. This isn't the Fox Venerable I've heard of. She's a cold woman who only knows how to work for the Feng family, right? Lang Chen laughed bitterly. Why did you change so much? Looks like Su Yun is really capable. He can change people's nature with him. What a kind and beautiful team. Human nature is good. You think that way because your heart is filled with evil. Ruan Qingxuang said sternly. If you don't have human nature, then you're not human. Lang Chen turned around and glared at Ruan Qingxuang. What a sharp-tongued woman. I suddenly thought of something interesting. My people might have caught Su Yun by now. Just torturing him might only make him feel physical pain. If I torture you in front of him, I'm sure he'll feel spiritual pain, right? Ha 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 ha. I'm afraid you won't have that chance. Su Yun's voice suddenly came from the door. He descended from the sky like a savior. The aura of a king's return instantly pulled the despairing people back to reality. Chapter 714. Su Yun had never thought that he would take the initiative to fight Lang Chen head-on. However, when he saw so many people on the verge of losing their lives under Lang Chen's tyrannical power, he couldn't care less. There was only one thought in his mind, and that was to kill Lang Chen. Even if Lang Chen was an earth-profound realm expert who was much stronger than him, Su Yun would not hesitate. As long as it was someone who threatened Guogua's life, Ruan Qingxuang's life, and everyone else's life, even if it was the Heavenly Emperor, Su Yun, he wouldn't give face. Lang Chen wanted to kill everyone and take Guogua away. This had clearly crossed Su Yun's bottom line. This was something that Su Yun couldn't tolerate. He definitely wouldn't let this happen. Not to mention that Lang Chen was the most notorious Nether King of the Seven Kings. Even if he was the strongest of the three kings, he wouldn't hesitate to charge forward. This wasn't just a matter of victory or defeat. Lang Chen didn't expect Su Yun to suddenly make a move. He had never doubted his strength as an earth-profound realm expert. Even if he didn't make a move, it was enough to deter any expert who was still in the transcendent realm. However, Su Yun's attack didn't have the slightest bit of fear. That kind of fearless aura forced Lang Chen to block with his fist. As an expert who was an entire level higher than his opponent, Lang Chen had enough confidence to resist Su Yun's full-strength attack. Although Lang Chen hadn't directly fought with Su Yun, his subordinate Yang Yi had. Yang Yi had the strength of a transcendent realm expert at the 5th stage, but he still lost. However, it wasn't a complete loss. It was clear that Su Yun was at least at the 6th stage, and he couldn't be higher than the 7th stage. Lang Chen had enough confidence to know his enemy. Although that old fox Bao Tianxia had used poison on him at a critical moment, and that soul-snatching palm had almost shattered his heart, he was lucky that he had true qi protecting his body. Otherwise, he might not have been able to get up. Peng Juanda's medical skills were definitely not for show. After 3 days of recovery, Lang Chen's injuries had basically stabilized. At least, he believed that Su Yun didn't have the strength to hurt him. The two fists collided, and the pressure that burst out made it hard for everyone to breathe. Even Cho Yun and little Dong Bei were unable to resist the pressures of their lives. Lang Chen didn't think that Su Yun's fist would be so powerful. Just as he was about to turn his fist into a palm, Su Yun's body suddenly leaned forward. Gathering strength under his feet, he unleashed another burst of strength, directly blocking the attack with his arm. Lang Chen wanted to pull his body away so that he could have more space to exert his strength. However, Su Yun's body was squeezed together, and every time he came close, he brought with him a majestic force. Su Yun made use of every opportunity to attack, not leaving any space for Lang Chen. His fists, shoulders, and every part of his body seemed to have become his weapon of attack. As the saying goes, using one's will to guide one's qi, and using one's qi to destroy one's strength. The 3 plates and 6 points combined into one, creating a majestic aura. The entire body was the eyes, and the entire body was the hands. Su Yun was sticking to him, shouldering him, squeezing him, leaning against him, inserting needles whenever there was a gap, drilling through it whenever there was a gap. Lang Chen couldn't help but be shocked. 8 extremities fist. Literature had Taiji to calm the world, martial arts had 8 extremities to stabilize the universe. Everyone in the underground world knew that Lang Chen's current status was all due to his primordial chaos palm. Those who practiced martial arts knew that it was better to take 10 punches than 1 palm. That was because punches were superficial, while palms were deep. In a battle between experts, superficial wounds were nothing. The truly fatal ones were internal injuries. However, if there wasn't a certain amount of space and distance, the power of the palm couldn't be displayed. This was the reason why Su Yun still used 8 extremities fist even though he knew that a fist injury was inferior to a palm injury. 8 extremities fist belonged to the category of short-range fighting, and its movements were extremely fierce. In terms of fighting techniques, it emphasized on taking every inch of the attack and using brute force. Although it wasn't enough to kill Lang Chen, it was enough to give him the upper hand. After 10 moves, Su Yun suddenly seized the opportunity. After suppressing Lang Chen's palm wind with his fists, he suddenly shrugged his shoulders and met it head-on. The majestic impact caused Lang Chen's heart and lungs to surge. His feet actually loosened and he took a step back. "Looks like your injuries aren't light," Su Yun sneered. Before he could confirm whether Lang Chen really had internal injuries, he still had some reservations. Even if he died together with Lang Chen, Su Yun still didn't have the confidence to take the life of an expert at the profound world realm. Before he could confirm that he could take care of Lang Chen, Su Yun definitely wouldn't take the risk. He was very clear that if he lost, everyone's hope would be gone as well. But now, Lang Chen's internal injuries were definitely more serious than Su Yun had imagined. At least from Su Yun's point of view, it was so. No matter how good Pang Juanda's medical skills were, he could only treat the symptoms and not the root cause. Internal injuries needed to be treated by the body, and external treatment was only superficial. Lang Chen was also very clear about this point, but he didn't think that Su Yun would actually use 8 extremities fist. Using a fist that he knew would be disadvantageous against a palm strike was actually able to gain the upper hand. The majestic fist energy of 8 extremities fist was indeed the best way to destroy Lang Chen's superficial defense. Su Yun did it. Su Yun, I really underestimated you. When you fought with Yang Yi, you didn't use your full strength. Lang Chen coldly said, with your strength, your state of mind has already begun to reach perfection. Although you haven't broken through the bottleneck of the Grandmaster realm, you have the strength of a 9th order expert. I have to admit that your previous disguise was too good. Su Yun shook his head. Your subordinates have already threatened our safety. I don't have the time to hide my strength. That day when Su Yun fought with Yang Yi, he definitely didn't hide his strength. It was only because he was distracted by everyone's safety. If Su Yun had known that Little Northeast was in the room and could take care of everything, he would have already taken Yang Yi's head. Perhaps Huang Yu and Pang Juanda wouldn't have been able to escape. If that was the case, without Pang Juanda, Lang Chen would have already fled back to Hell King Island to recuperate. Su Yun, I know that you are very confident right now. I also admit that I am injured, but you better understand that although I have internal injuries, I still have the strength to kill you. If you want to hurt me, you will have to take the risk of perishing together with me. Lang Chen indifferently said, instead of fighting with me, it would be better for you to cooperate with me. I know you are not willing to be mediocre. That place no longer belongs to you. You are no longer the Yen Long of the past. Come to my side, I can give you what you want. Take your people with you and I can give you a position above tens of thousands of people." When Chong heard this, he cursed out loud. "Are you delusional? Are you imagining yourself as the president? You say that you can give him a position above tens of thousands of people?" Lang Chen disdainfully looked back at Chong. "Do you think that just anyone can enter my eyes? Trash like you, even if you beg me, I won't accept you. However, for Su Yun's face, I will give you a chance. Hell King Island's back garden really does need a few handymen." "Handyman your grandpa." Chong's words were clearly reckless. If Lang Chen wanted to take his life, it would be as easy as flipping his hand. Just as Lang Chen's evil thoughts rose, Su Yun sternly shouted, "I'm afraid that now is not the time for you to be distracted. Lang Chen, with your level, you don't seem like an earth-profound realm expert. Humph, with such a small injury, you are afraid of even dealing with me. What qualifications do you have to be one of the three kings? You are not qualified to replace Mao Bo's position after his death." Lang Chen hated hearing people talk about this matter the most. Su Yun obviously knew this, so he needed to use this to anger Lang Chen. "I am not qualified? Could it be that the dead old man Zhang is qualified?" Lang Chen was not easy to deal with. He retorted, "I know that I am not qualified, but at least I am not stupid enough to play with my life. Old man Zhang is much more stupid than I am. Didn't he die in the end?" Su Yun tried his best to calm down. At this time, whoever got angry first would be the loser. "Since you are not willing to cooperate with me, then let me send you to hell to meet old man Zhang." Lang Chen grasped the fleeting opportunity and sent out a palm strike towards Su Yun's chest. Su Yun reacted quickly. He activated the true qi in his body and blocked Lang Chen's fatal attack. Su Yun definitely did not want to taste the taste of the mixed yuan palm. This was not something to be trifled with. Even if Lang Chen's internal injuries had not healed, if he used all his strength, Su Yun would die at worst. If he was lucky, he would be bedridden for 3 years. This was without a doubt. Although Su Yun's reaction was fast, Lang Chen was also closing in on him. Lang Chen was very clear that he still had the upper hand in the situation. If Su Yun continued to use the powerful Baji fist to deal with him, his internal injuries would be triggered again by the excessive explosive power. If that happened, he would easily fall into a disadvantageous situation. "No wonder old man Zhang adopted you. It turns out that you are as ignorant as he is." Lang Chen continued to provoke Su Yun's patience. He had to anger Su Yun and make Su Yun reveal a flaw. "Has anyone ever told you that old man Zhang deserved to die? He should have died long ago because people like him do not deserve to be above us 7 kings. What bullshit 5 wanderers. They should have died long ago." Su Yun had been resisting the urge to listen to Lang Chen's nonsense, but when Lang Chen mentioned the 5 wanderers, he was still stunned. In Su Yun's memory, when he was very young, when he did not even have a clear memory of Zhang Taisui, he once asked Zhang Taisui a question. "Old man, if you are my godfather, then who is my real father?" "Your real father? Ha ha ha, your real father is a big shot. Even if I tell you now, you won't understand." Zhang Caiji smiled brightly at that time. Some people say that he is one of the 5 wanderers, but many people think that with his identity, he is qualified to be one of the 3 kings. What are the 5 wanderers? What are the 3 kings? The young Su Yun had no idea about these things at all. Zhang Caiji shook his head and said, "There are some things that you will naturally understand when you grow up. You are still young. Haha, don't think too much. Before I send you to become a disciple, you have to enjoy your childhood." Su Yun could not remember the rest. He did not remember enjoying his childhood at all. He seemed to have spent his childhood in the Dragon Brigade. He only knew that when Zhang Taisui handed him over to Wang Yi, it was called becoming a disciple. From that day onwards, Wang Yi was his master, and he was responsible for teaching him. Although the memory only lasted for an instant, in that instant, Lang Chen's palm wind had already closed in on Su Yun. Su Yun had no room to dodge. Other than enduring the attack, he had to fight back. The palm energy of the mixed essence palm was like a sharp blade that directly pierced through Su Yun's chest. At the same time, Su Yun's fists were like meteors, his eyes were like lightning, his waist was like a snake, and his feet were like drills. Just as Lang Chen closed in on him, he threw out 3 consecutive punches. The upper punch was cloudy, the middle punch was poked, and the bottom punch was buried. Both of their bodies were sent flying backwards like kites with their strings cut. Su Yun's body crashed heavily into Cho Yun's body. Lang Chen also crashed into the wall with a clang before coming to a stop. Chapter 7:15. Of course, Su Yun wasn't the only one who was injured. Lang Chen wasn't any better. His heart meridian, which had already been injured by Bao Tianxia, was hit again by Su Yun's powerful 8 extremities fist. His heart meridian, which hadn't been stabilized, was severely injured again. In comparison, neither of them had the advantage. However, with Lang Chen's strength, his ability to resist attacks was naturally stronger than Su Yun's. After all, experts of the Grandmaster realm and above all had a perfect state of mind. Naturally, experts of the profound world realm didn't need to do it deliberately. The true qi in their bodies would transform into earth qi to protect their bodies. Kill him, and we'll win. Su Yun was still gasping for breath, but the force of the primeval chaos palm had caused too much internal damage to Su Yun. It was impossible for Su Yun to get up and face Lang Chen again, but Lang Chen was still a threat to them. He had done his best, and the hope of survival could only be placed on Chou Yen and Little Dong Bei. The only thing Su Yun was sure of was that Lang Chen's situation was not much better than his. However, Lang Chen unexpectedly stood up and sneered at everything in front of him. You can't win. You'll never win. Su Yun, you're too naive. I gave you a chance, but you didn't want it. Now, don't blame me for being ruthless. There's nothing I can't get. No one can stop me from becoming an emperor. No one can. Chou Yun and Little Dong Bei both stood in front of Su Yun. They knew very well that with their strength, even if Lang Chen was seriously injured, it would be very difficult for them to kill him. The gap between them couldn't be closed just because of his injuries. Chou Yun wasn't afraid of death, but she didn't dare to take the risk. She and Little Dong Bei were the last line of defense here. They couldn't bring themselves to destroy it. Unorthodox methods can never be the right way. You're already an expert of the profound world realm. Naturally, you know better than us that the strength of a forced state of mind isn't real strength. Su Yun said, if you really want to become an emperor of the underground world, you should turn back early. Me? You don't have the right. Lang Chen said, think about yourself. Back then, you were having a hard time even facing Green Ghost. What about after you broke through to the state of mind of a super expert? Your strength seems to have reached the 9 heavens. Even my #1 general, Yang Yi, is no match for you. What kind of genius do you think you are? Ha 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 ha, if it wasn't for her, would you be able to do it? I admit that I can't do it. But I definitely won't do it on purpose. Su Yun said coldly, I'm different from you. I will never allow this secret to cause chaos in the underground world. Do you think I will? Lang Chen retorted, stop finding excuses for your selfishness. Everything will be peaceful after I kill you all today. Other than me, no one else will know about this shocking secret. You can die in peace. As soon as he finished speaking, Lang Chen moved as fast as lightning. Without even thinking, Little Northeast picked up a boning knife and went forward to stop him. However, Lang Chen, who was full of hostility, did not take him seriously at all. He easily broke Little Northeast's wrist and threw him to the side. They were no match for him at all. Lang Chen, if you don't want to be killed by tens of thousands of people, stop right now. When Gu Zueren's stern voice came into the room, Su Yun suspected that he was dreaming. It felt like he was hallucinating after he had fainted. Su Yun tried to get up, but the intense pain from his heart made him unable to exert any strength. The taste of Lang Chen's mixed essence palm was definitely more powerful than Su Yun had imagined. To put it bluntly, if Lang Chen had not been injured by Bao Tianxia, this palm would have been enough to take his life. Lang Chen turned around when he heard the voice. His heart that had been hanging in the air calmed down again. I was wondering who it was. So it's the famous clairvoyant. What wind blew you here? Don't tell me you want a share of the loot? As long as you're willing to work for me. I don't mind. Wishful thinking. Gu Zueran said angrily, I'm warning you, leave this place immediately. I know you're not afraid of offending me, but you should know the consequences of offending my brother. This was definitely a fatal threat to Lang Chen. Gu Zueran's strength was nothing to be afraid of, but his brother was the founder of the Hunter Academy, Gu Magpie World. It was rumored that the strongest of the 7 kings was the Power King, who had reached the 4th level of the Earth Profound Realm many years ago. It might be even higher now, but no one had verified it. Lang Chen, I'll remind you again. If you dare to touch Su Yun, you will not only offend Gu Magpie World alone. Gu Zueran continued to sternly say, Wine Sword Immortal Xian Yuanji will definitely not let you go. You should know that they are all stronger than you. If you still want to live, stop right now. Lang Chen was really shocked. Su Yun, this brat's backer was really strong. Xian Yuanji was the Sword King of the 7 kings, and his strength was also at the 3rd level of the Earth Profound Realm. Any one of these 2 people was enough to completely destroy him. Although he had already reached the Earth Profound Realm, he was only at the 1st level. He didn't have the strength to fight against those experts. Forget it, if you die here today, who would know that all of this was done by me, Lang Chen? Lang Chen remained unmoved. As long as I silence all the witnesses, there won't be any problems. Gu Zueran raised his head and laughed a few times. Ha ha ha, you didn't think that I would be stupid enough to come here alone, did you? If my disciple doesn't see me in 3 hours, he will directly go to the Hunter Academy to look for Gu Magpie World. At that time, it will be too late for you to regret. You should know how strong you are. How can you fight against the entire Hunter Academy with just the people of your Hell King Island? Dongfang Fan, Tang Yipeng, Yi Yuan, which one of them doesn't have the strength to do anything on your Hell King Island? I advise you to think clearly about what you want to do now. Maybe Gu Magpie World doesn't even need to do it himself. The 8 great instructors of the Hunter Academy are enough to separate your head from your body. Lang Chen fell into silence. These people were definitely not easy to deal with. Among the 7 kings, only Gu Magpie Jie had so many Grandmaster Realm experts under his command. Lang Chen didn't understand how Gu Magpie Jie managed to get so many Grandmaster Realm experts to stay by his side. At least, he didn't have the ability to do so. 3 to 5 Master Realm experts were enough to make an Earth Profound Realm expert difficult to deal with, but Gu Magpie World's 8 great instructors were all Master Realm experts. Especially Huntress Dongfang Fan, Lone Wolf Tang Yipeng, and Crocodile Yi Yuan, these 3 people were all at the peak of the Master Realm. Maybe Wine Sword Immortal will punish you on the spot before Gu Magpie World makes a move. You should know the relationship between Zhang Taisui and Xian Yuanji. Gu Zueran continued, and you might not know one thing, but Lin Gu, who has always been by Su Yun's side, is evil King Lu Xuanji's beloved disciple. Humph, you offended so many people at the same time, aren't you afraid of dying without a burial place? How is this possible? Just these few brats could involve so many people behind them. Lang Chen's heart had never wavered like this before. Power King Gu Magpie World, Sword King Xian Yuanji, and Evil King Lu Xuanji, these 3 people completely represented the peak of the 7 kings' strength. Not to mention that he couldn't afford to offend them, even if he could unite the other kings, he would still be no match for them. I suddenly remembered that Poison King Wu Qiuzi is Su Yun's sworn brother. Unless you're crazy, you wouldn't want to offend so many people at the same time. Gu Zueran's words completely shattered Lang Chen's confidence. It was impossible for him to offend 4 of the 7 kings at the same time by himself. Other than these 4 people, Metal King Bao Tianxia had already broken off his relationship with him. Lang Chen didn't know that Bao Tianxia had already died at the hands of Su Yun, so the only one left was the Ghost King. And the Ghost King's relationship with him wasn't good either. After all, Green Ghost was a traitor under the Ghost King's tutelage. And the most important point was that the Ghost King was a Japanese. Even if Lang Chen didn't have any bottom line or morals, he still wouldn't be willing to cooperate with the Japanese. It was an insult to him. Su Yun, who was in a semi-conscious state, was quite shocked. So the vicious immortal doctor was also one of the 7 kings, the Poison King. This world was really crazy. He had so many fierce people around him, but they all kept a low profile. The vicious immortal doctor was like this, and so was Xian Yuanji. They all hid their strength and lived in seclusion. The best way to cultivate was to stand aloof from worldly affairs. Lang Chen, you know very well that we can't do anything to you. But you should also know that if you make a move against any of us here, your end will be even more miserable than ours. Gu Zueran sneered. It's better to avoid trouble. If you think clearly, then scram back to your Hell King Island to wash up and sleep. Lang Chen suppressed the killing intent in his heart and coldly glared at Gu Zueran. Old swindler, I definitely won't let you off. You better remember what I said today. As long as the green hills are there, there's no need to worry about firewood. Lang Chen definitely wouldn't take the risk of becoming the enemy of all the kings in the world. If he got what he wanted today, but died at the hands of others tomorrow, then wouldn't everything he did be reaped by others? This was absolutely impossible. My life is cheap. If you want to take it away, you can do so at any time. Gu Zueran didn't have the slightest bit of fear, but if you dare to hurt them, I definitely won't let you off easily. You better remember what I said today. Lang Chen disdainfully said, threatening me? Then we'll see. After Lang Chen threw down these words, he directly turned around and left. That kind of unwillingness that came from the bottom of his heart, perhaps only he knew what it felt like. But Lang Chen definitely didn't doubt his choice. He believed that as long as he patiently waited, there would still be opportunities. If he acted rashly, then the gains would not make up for the losses. When Lang Chen's footsteps were far away, Little Northeast let out a cry and sat down on the ground. That kind of pressure from an earth-profound realm expert made it hard for him to breathe, but he still faced the pressure and confronted Lang Chen. He had already done something that was beyond everyone's expectations. Hurry and carry him to the bed. His injuries are too heavy. Gu Zueran didn't have the heart to care about Lang Chen's matter at all. Right now, he was only concerned about Su Yun's situation. Su Yun opened his eyes and hazily saw Gu Zueran's silhouette. He softly said, "We can't let Lang Chen leave. He's too big of a threat. If I had the ability to kill him, I wouldn't waste so much time talking to him." Gu Zueran said, "Even you can barely hurt him, who else here can be his opponent? Don't ever underestimate an earth-profound realm expert." When your heart reaches perfection one day and your true energy transforms into earthly fiend chi, you'll understand what I'm saying now. Cho Yun couldn't help but nod and admit, "Su Yun, we can't kill him. Senior Gu already did his best to let him leave. He won't let this go." Su Yun said, "Definitely not. Then you have to hold on even more." Gu Zueran was a bit anxious. Who can help him circulate his chi and stabilize his heart? Is there anyone who knows medicine? Guagua suddenly burrowed out of Ruan Qingxuang's embrace. "I know where Dad's medicine bag is, I'll go get it." At this moment, Ruan Qingxuang's heart was burning with anxiety. She didn't know what she could do to help at all. If only Senior Wu was here, how good would that be? Qin Waner's phone suddenly rang. After she picked it up, she passed on the good news to Su Yun before Su Yun fainted. "It's Lin Ge calling. They've already dealt with the people at the dock factory. The police have already arranged for people to clean up the scene. I need to go back to the police station. You must take care of yourself." Su Yun nodded, indicating that Qin Wan should go do her own things. Right now, Su Yun only wanted to sleep. His head was dizzy and he couldn't even see the faces of the people in front of him clearly. At the last moment of his consciousness, he only remembered that Little Northeast, Chong, and the others carried him to the bed. Guagua kept shouting at him, "Wake up, wake up, wake up." Chapter 716. Lang Chen forced himself to give up the victory in front of him for a greater victory in the future. Sooner or later, he would get the person he wanted. Sooner or later, he would have the power to look down on all the heroes. When that time came, he would kill all those who had caused him to lose everything today. Whether it was Xian Yuanji, Wu Qiuzi, Lu Xuanji, or the ancient magpie world, he would kill them all. Lang Chen's heart pulse was very unstable due to the sudden increase in his anger. He couldn't control the anger in his heart. He needed to vent, and the best target for him to vent his anger was the 4 Special Forces members who had been captured. Lang Chen wanted to vent all of his anger on those 4 bastards. Only then could he vent the anger in his heart. However, the cruelty of reality made Lang Chen realize that he had lost. He had lost completely. When he returned to the dock factory again, he had lost everything. The hostages he controlled were nowhere to be seen. Even his 9 most capable subordinates were nowhere to be found. It was as if they had all evaporated into thin air. The veins on Lang Chen's forehead bulged. He swore that he would not let Su Yun have a good ending. "Since you're so ruthless, don't blame me for being ruthless. Humph, with this secret in your hands, you're not afraid that no one will find trouble for me. Humph, humph, humph. From now on, none of us will have any peace." Lin Gu and the others had put in a lot of effort to resolve this battle. Both sides were evenly matched, but their advantage was the tacit understanding between the Special Forces members. Compared to opponents who were more suitable for fighting alone, they used their tacit understanding to gradually gain the upper hand. Then, they adjusted their opponents according to the principle of restraint. Once this was done, even if both sides were evenly matched, victory and defeat were easily determined. Especially after experiencing the situation where Long Wei and the others were being controlled and not knowing whether they were dead or alive, they did not hold back at all. They seized the opportunity to kill. After Lin Gu twisted Huang Yu's neck, the situation became completely one-sided. After dealing with the 9 people present, Han Zhan quickly found the place where Gong Jiuxiao and the others were being held. Then, Hua Leiteng informed the Shenzhong police to send reinforcements. Lin Gu immediately called Qin Wan. Firstly, he wanted to confirm the safety of the hotel staff. Secondly, he wanted to report the situation at the scene. After learning that Su Yun was injured, Lin Gu quickly left and rushed to the hotel. Originally, he did not want to be involved in the matter with the police. The news of Su Yun's injury even made Lin Gu forget to properly teach the 4 bastards who had committed such a shameless act of betrayal. After an unknown amount of time, Su Yun finally opened his eyes. When that wave of exhaustion hit him, he had no resistance at all. But what surprised Su Yun was that when he opened his eyes again, he had never felt so relaxed before. His injuries didn't seem to have brought him any serious consequences. On the contrary, it actually helped him to a certain extent. "What a miracle," Gu Zueran said lightly. Only then did Su Yun come back to his senses. Everyone was gathered by his bedside. Ruan Qingxuang and Guagua were guarding him on both sides. Little Dong Bei and Chang were all standing by the wall and waiting. Lin Gu and Chou Yun heaved a heavy sigh of relief. The people from the Special Forces also seemed to have removed a huge burden from their hearts. The people from the Special Forces were no strangers to Gu Zueran. Qian Feng said excitedly, "Old Gu, what's going on? Didn't you say that as long as my boss can wake up on his own, it would be great news?" "Yes, it's good news. He's fine." Gu Zueran felt as if a huge stone had been lifted from his heart. When he was facing off against Lang Chen, his state of mind that was nearing perfection was gathering all of the true qi in his body so that he could break through the bottleneck of the Master Realm. Coincidentally, after gathering all of the true qi, not only did it block Lang Chen's palm energy, it also used the earth-killing qi contained in Lang Chen's mixed essence palm to break through the bottleneck of the Master Realm. The reason why Su Yun fainted was because all of this happened too suddenly. His state of mind was not ready yet. Now that he has absorbed all the genuine qi in his body, his state of mind is basically complete. Su Yun tried to gather qi and exert force. The feeling of being able to do it with ease was indeed unprecedented. The complete state of mind allowed him to easily control his own qi and even use it to exert pressure around him. This was definitely not something a super master could do. Hiss. Su Yun gasped. The whole process of breaking through was so fast that even he himself found it hard to believe. Su Yun knew very well that all this was because of Guagua. If he wanted to break through to the Supreme Power Realm himself, it would take at least 3 to 5 years, or at most 10 years. You scared me to death. Phew. Guagua pouted and said, I knew Dad wouldn't let me and Mom become orphans and widows. They all looked so worried that you wouldn't wake up. It really made me break out in a cold sweat for nothing. Don't talk nonsense. It's inauspicious. Ruan Qingxuang said, Now that he's awake, you should go to sleep, right? Guagua shook her head. No way. Su Yun sat up and stroked Guagua's hair. I feel alive and well now. There's no problem at all. It's already early in the morning, right? Good children should all go to sleep. Whether you're alive and well or not, you can only know after spending the night with Mom. What you say doesn't count. Guagua's thoughtless words directly made Ruan Qingxuang blush. Lin Gu and Qian Feng couldn't help but cover their mouths. Chong and the others had to quickly turn their heads and try not to laugh out loud. After all, everyone was in Su Yun's room. Ruan Qingxuang couldn't keep her face. She quickly got up and picked up Guagua. She blushed and said to Su Yun, It's good that you're awake. We're relieved. I'll take Guagua back to sleep first. Okay. Su Yun also nodded a little embarrassedly. Let's sleep together. Guagua was still shouting recklessly. Finally, Ruan Qingxuang twisted her ear, and she quickly closed her mouth and begged for mercy. Cho Yun then stood up and said, Good night. Su Yun benefited from the disaster. Not only was there no problem, but he also broke through to the Supreme Power Realm. Cho Yun was happy for Su Yun from the bottom of her heart. But now she needed to give Su Yun and these men some time to deal with the 4 guys. Seeing that Chong and little Dong Bei didn't intend to leave, Cho Yun turned back and said, You should also take the time to wash up and sleep. There are still many things to do tomorrow. Yes, yes. Chong and the others tactfully said good night to Su Yun and left. They were waiting here for Su Yun to wake up. Now that Su Yun was fine, they had nothing to worry about. After they all left, Su Yun said, Old Gu, where's your disciple? Where can I find a disciple? Just now I was just tricking Leng Chen. Otherwise, that guy would definitely kill all of us. Gu Zueran said, I also bet my life, but I bet right. Lang Chen is a person who cherishes his life. He won't easily bet his own life with me, so I bet right. What else could Su Yun say? He could only give him a thumbs up. Good, really good. Obviously, Gu Zueran's sudden appearance must have predicted his danger again. Otherwise, he wouldn't have appeared at this time to see him. Su Yun had too many questions to ask right now. What did it mean to divulge heaven's secrets? What did it mean to be punished? He didn't understand why Gu Zueran would reveal heaven's secrets again and again for his sake. Gu Zueran saw the doubt in Su Yun's eyes. Now is not the time to talk about this. There are some things that you still need to take care of. Brother, they brought those 4 people back for you. Lin Gu said, If it wasn't for their mouths being so loose, the hotel wouldn't have caused such a huge mess. While they were talking, Hua Xiaolu had already invited Gong Jiuxiao and the others to Su Yun's room from the next room. It could be seen that everyone was filled with disdain and contempt towards the 4 of them. Gong Jiuxiao and the rest stood in front of Su Yun with bruises all over their faces. It was obvious that they had tacitly agreed to the fact that they had exposed the hotel to Lang Chen. Forget it, everyone was forced to do so. Su Yun didn't know why he chose not to pursue the matter. Perhaps he felt that there was no point in pursuing this matter. Looking at them, it's obvious that they were tortured to get a confession. Qian Feng suddenly sneered. The wounds on their faces weren't caused by Lang Chen's men. Su Yun was slightly taken aback. He didn't quite understand. Han Zhan opened his mouth to explain, We were the ones who did it. And us. Yuan Qingdi's voice was tinged with anger. We can't accept this fact. As members of the Dragon Brigade's Sharp Blade Unit, we won't forgive you for doing such a shameless, despicable thing. Betrayal. Betrayal. This was the biggest taboo of any warrior in the Dragon Brigade. If anyone did such a thing, they would never be able to gain the trust of their brothers for the rest of their lives. This has nothing to do with our leader. It's all my fault. If you're angry, take it out on me, Ma Tengfei said. Qian Feng unceremoniously stomped on Ma Tengfei's back, causing Ma Tengfei to stumble and fall to his knees. However, Ma Tengfei didn't intend to fight back at all. He stood up again. I'll take responsibility for what I've done. Whatever I say, it's up to you. You can punish me if you want. Yinglong, you're the one in charge. You have the right to punish me. I'm not interested in scum. Hua Leiteng didn't even look him in the eye. Gong Jiuxiao finally couldn't take it anymore. He's my man. I'm responsible for everything. Our Long Wei has wronged everyone, and we know our mistakes. Whether it's punishment now or when we return to the team, we'll accept it without complaint. However, I firmly believe that my men didn't do it on purpose. They were forced to do it. Forced my ass. Qian Feng cursed. When we found you, we didn't see any signs of Lang Chen's men torturing you, and you're still saying that it wasn't on purpose? Humph, burning toilet paper in the grave, are you trying to fool ghosts? Ma Tengfei shook his head vigorously. I really didn't do it on purpose. At that time, we weren't locked together. Lang Chen told me that if I didn't tell you where you were, he would kill all of them. I didn't know that he was lying to me. I thought that since you were all in the hotel, you had the ability to resist them. That's why I said it. I just didn't want anyone to die. Bull **T. We wouldn't give up on anyone. You know very well that we'll come back to find you. Hua Leiteng couldn't help but curse. Gong Jiuxiao angrily rebuked. There's no need to explain anything. A mistake is a mistake. There's no reason for it. It's a fact that we've betrayed you. It's useless to explain so much. You're still stubborn? This is called the upper beam is crooked, the lower beam is crooked. Hua Xiaolu spat. Don't pretend to be righteous. You know best what you're thinking in your hearts. What I look down on the most is a whore who pretends to be chaste. Gong Jiuxiao laughed coldly. You can think whatever you want, as long as I have a clear conscience. You still have a clear conscience? Yuan Qing Emperor said helplessly. Quang Long, I used to think of you as a man, but now I really look down on you. I said it. This has nothing to do with our leader. It's all because of me. It's all because of my mouth. Ma Tengfei said. I'm the one who said it. I've already admitted it. What else do you want? In the midst of the argument, Su Yun finally spoke. All right. Have you guys had enough? No matter what, I believe that no one in the Dragon Brigade is a coward. Zhao Long must have fallen into Lang Chen's trap. I believe that he didn't do it on purpose. He did it to protect the safety of his brothers. If Lang Chen had tortured him, I believe that he wouldn't have said a word. Everyone was silent. Su Yun's words were like a sharp knife that pierced Gong Jiuxiao's heart. He had been jealous of Su Yun for so many years. He didn't expect that Su Yun would stand up for his men at this time, and under the circumstances that his men had betrayed him. What kind of breadth of mind was this? Leader Yen Long. Ma Tengfei was a man who didn't shed a single tear when he was shot. Now, his nose was sour, and his eyes were suddenly filled with tears. Su Yun smiled. Call me Su Yun. I'm not a member of the Dragon Brigade anymore. Even so, I believe that no one in the Dragon Brigade is a despicable person. Pa. Ma Tengfei slapped himself in the face. I'm a bastard. But I really didn't want to betray you. I swear. Su Yun nodded. I believe you. We all believe you. Chapter 717. Su Yun didn't want to pursue this matter. He was worried about something else. You guys should go back and rest. It's getting late. Old Gu, Pigeon, you two stay here. I have some things to discuss with you. Qian Feng poured a glass of water for Su Yun and placed it on the bedside table. Boss, I'll be in the room opposite. If you need anything, just call me. I'll be right there. Okay. Rest well. Su Yun nodded. After the others left, Lin Gu pulled over a chair for Gu Zueran to sit in while he stood beside Su Yun's bed. No one else was injured besides me, right? Su Yun asked calmly. Gu Zueran nodded, but then shook his head. That little chef seems to have been injured. After Lung Chen left, when I asked him to help carry you to bed, he didn't dare to use his right hand. I think it's very likely that his right hand is fractured. The others are fine. After all, Lang Chen's aura was strong enough that normal people wouldn't have the courage to resist. This is a good thing. At least there weren't any unnecessary sacrifices or meaningless injuries. Su Yun nodded. He was very satisfied with this result. Pigeon, tomorrow, have Chong run an errand and find the best orthopedic doctor in Shenzhen City to take a look at little Dongbei's injuries. You don't have to worry about that. Brother, while you were unconscious, Sister Shuang already told us about this. Chong wants to go out tonight, but I'm afraid there's no one to find him at this time. Lin Gu said. Later, Sister Warner called and said to leave this matter to her. Tomorrow, she'll invite an orthopedic doctor from the police station. Only then did Su Yun relax. His gaze was fixed on Gu Zueran. After the danger passed, he suddenly found it hard to speak. Old Gu, I owe you another favor. Are you going to settle accounts with me? Then you owe me quite a lot. Gu Zueran chuckled. He didn't want to be so calculative with Su Yun. If he was so calculative, then they wouldn't be family. If they weren't family, then Gu Zueran wouldn't have risked his life to get involved with Su Yun. But the more Gu Zueran was like this, the more uncomfortable Su Yun felt. He didn't know how he could make up for his misunderstanding of Gu Zueran and his unreasonable venting. I want to make up for it, Su Yun said bluntly. Otherwise, I will feel guilty for the rest of my life. Gu Zueran laughed. But if I didn't do those things to you, I would feel guilty for the rest of my life. If anything happens to you, how am I going to explain it to the old man in the underworld? As long as you're fine, I'll have a clear conscience when I meet the old master in the afterlife. Su Yun felt a burst of sorrow. What do you mean by revealing the secrets of heaven will shorten one's lifespan? Is there anything that is unavoidable? Su Yun, not everything in this world can be explained clearly, Gu Zueran said. Many people don't believe in fate and the will of the heavens because they believe in science more. But I, who truly understand the 5 elements, the 8 trigrams, and the 9 palaces, know that many things can be determined through fate and the will of the heavens. Everything that I can foresee is related to the heavens. My actions have changed fate and the will of the heavens, so to some extent, I will be punished by the natural world. This is the cycle of cause and effect. Everything is like this. Su Yun shook his head. But I don't believe in some bullshit fate and the will of the heavens. Why? You can change the fate of others, so why can't you change your own fate? Su Yun, you don't understand what I mean. You don't understand me. I'll explain it to you in a simpler way. Every consequence has a reason. If I do what I shouldn't do, I will bear what I shouldn't bear. Gu Zueran said, just like the greedy humans now, crazily devouring every drop of the earth, resources, forests, oil, coal. All of this seems to be natural, but in the end, there will always be retribution. Because humans have already planted this cause, so the result must be the result. It can't be changed. After a pause, Gu Zueran continued, I also can't change the result that I should have. This is the will of the heavens, different from fate. It can't be changed. If humans start to understand how to protect nature, and stop being greedy and wantonly plundering natural resources, they can change their fate. Only when fate changes can the will of the heavens be changed. I changed my fate. I did many things that I shouldn't have done, so my will of the heavens has changed. Gu Zueran said, perhaps the heavens wanted me to go to heaven before, but now, perhaps only the king of hell welcomes me. Su Yun angrily slammed the table. I don't want to listen to this nonsense, and I don't want to believe in this nonsense. No matter who it is, even if it's the heavens, I won't give face to them. No one can casually do anything to punish you. I won't allow it. Lin Gu stepped forward and motioned Su Yun not to be so agitated. He had just broken through to the Guru realm. Although his state of mind was complete, it could not be considered as stable. So he couldn't be too emotional. There are some things that you and I can't change. If you really respect old Gu, calm down and let him finish. Pigeon, you don't have to stop him. I've said what I should say. At least I'm still fated, hee hee. Otherwise, I wouldn't be standing in front of you like this, right? Gu Zueran said, you don't have to worry about me. I have at least a few more years to live. Just don't cause me any more trouble. Old Gu, you have to promise me that you'll be fine. Su Yun said, those messy divine retributions don't exist at all. Gu Zueran nodded, yes, maybe it's all nonsense. Ha ha ha, with your blessing, I also hope that those things don't exist. Don't worry, I'm tough. I'm not that weak. Su Yun had never believed in those things, so he was more open-minded about it. Gu Zueran was the best proof. Su Yun didn't believe in those bullshit divine retributions. If there really was a god, then there wouldn't be so many scum in the world, and there wouldn't be so many evil people living freely in the world. You should be concerned about other things right now. Gu Zueran said, if I had half your strength, I would also dare to challenge him. I don't have that strength, and I don't have that confidence. I can't risk the lives of so many people. If I act rashly and lose, everyone will be doomed. Su Yun, I hope you can understand the choice I've made. Don't blame me. Su Yun shook his head. I can't thank you enough. You made the right choice. It's also thanks to you that Lang Chan was scared away. Alright, there's something I want to ask you. Go ahead. Gu Zueran nodded. Gu Magpie Jie's relationship with you. Su Yun was puzzled. Gu Zueran smiled and didn't deny it. I'm not making this up. Gu Magpie Jie is my brother, my half-brother. Lin Gu was also surprised to hear this. Not many people in the underground world knew that Gu Magpie Jie, the headmaster of the Hunter Academy, was Gu Zueran's brother. Then can you help me find out if there's a kid with the surname Bu who went to the Hunter Academy these few days? Su Yun asked. He was still worried about Bu Fifan. Even though Bu Fifan had sent a message saying that he was fine, Su Yun still couldn't relax. Gu Zueran shrugged his shoulders. Who is this Bu brat to you? His temperament is quite similar to yours. Although I really want to help you, I'm afraid I really don't have the ability to help you in this matter. Although Gu Magpie Jie is my half-brother, he doesn't acknowledge my existence. It can be said that the relationship between us two brothers has never been good. Especially since I haven't even seen him all these years. So, I can only apologize. They say that Gu Magpie Jie's Hunter Academy is hell on earth. Many people die there. Lin Gu said, Bu Fifan is just a child, a blank piece of paper. I'm worried that he won't be able to take it. Su Yun and Lin Gu were worried about the same thing. They didn't know what kind of environment the Hunter Academy was, nor did they know the training procedures, so it was inevitable for them to be worried. Gu Zueran shook his head. Although I don't have much of a relationship with my brother, and he even hates me, I won't say anything bad about him. From what I know, he's definitely not that kind of person. To a certain extent, Gu Zueran is definitely an upright person. If someone described the Hunter Academy as a scary place, I can't help but suspect that it's a rumor. But he's only 13 years old. Su Yun still couldn't accept Bu Fifan's departure with a clear conscience. Gu Zueran asked in return, then how old were you when you were sent to the Dragon Brigade? Don't underestimate other people's abilities. If you can do it, maybe he can do it better. 13 years old is no longer a child. To a certain extent, as a man, 13 years old should be able to take responsibility. This is a peaceful era. If it was a war era, who would still treat a 13-year-old as a child? What do you think? Su Yun was comforted by Gu Zueran's words. Indeed, 13 years old was already a man. Su Yun believed that even if Yi Fala knew, he would respect Bu Fifan's choice. Bu Fifen's life path should be decided by himself, not by others. Nowadays, all parents plan the same path for their children. Children in their teens face schools and all kinds of interest classes every day, even though it was an inevitable phenomenon in the development of society. However, Bu Fifen was different from ordinary children. Su Yun knew that better than anyone else. Don't worry, if I have the chance to meet the ancient magpie world, I'll definitely ask him to take care of me. Gu Zuerin smiled. Although the people I ask him to take care of might suffer more, it's for his own good, isn't it? Hee hee, but I don't know when I'll meet the ancient magpie world. Ha ha ha, not everyone can go to the Hunter Academy. Su Yun tried to probe a few times, but he didn't ask. Perhaps it was better not to know. You should rest, Gu Zuerin said. Gu Zue said, Lang Chen suffered a great loss in Shenjiang this time. He's a smart man. He won't be stupid enough to wait for the special forces to hunt him down. If there's no accident, he'll rush back to his damn island in Southeast Asia. The chance of catching him in Shenjiang is very slim. You can tell that little policewoman not to let the police waste their efforts. Chapter 7:18. Although Su Yun and the others had confirmed that Lang Chen had already left Xinjiang, and Qin Wan did not doubt Su Yun's words, the entire Xinjiang police force still continued to search the city for 3 whole days. They did not let go of any hotel. As long as it was a place to stay overnight, even the various nightclubs were not able to escape this huge baptism of the police force. Hua Leiteng and the others naturally received the order to cooperate with the Xinjiang police force. They were very clear that Lang Chen had already left. If they still insisted on looking for him, they would be fools. Although they agreed, the people from the special forces did not stupidly search everywhere like the police. They were just putting on an act. 3 days passed by quickly. Although Lang Chen's shadow was nowhere to be seen, he was implicated in all kinds of prostitution, gambling, and drug industries. Many star hotels were also ordered to close down for providing special services in disguise. Xinkai Hotel, on the other hand, had already changed the manager of the guest service department. Under Su Yun's request and Ruan Qingxuang's management, they took the initiative to eliminate some of the immoral things, so they were not affected at all. After the police force in Shenzhen cleaned up, Xinkai Hotel's business became unprecedentedly popular. Even if the price increased according to the market, it was still full every day. Ruan Qingxuang also followed the development and proposed a standard set meal based on the medicinal cuisine. Everything seemed so logical. Of course, Ruan Qingxuang did not consider the matter of signing the bill, which would naturally bring some unnecessary trouble in the future. After 3 days, the people from the special forces also returned to the mansion to report. On the surface, everything had returned to normal. Finally, Su Yun also received permission to visit Yi Fala. Qin Wan Er's contribution was not negligible. If not for her guarantee, Su Yun would probably have to wait a long time before he could visit her. Qin Wan Er did so much not only because of Su Yun's face. She saw the change in Yi Fala and felt that everyone had the chance to be forgiven. Especially Yi Fala. After doing so much for the police, it was hard for the police not to thank her. If it wasn't for the fact that she had committed such a heinous crime, it wouldn't have been impossible for her to be released early. Under the personal guidance of Qin Wan Er, Su Yun came to the place where Yi Fala was serving his sentence. The environment was indeed out of his expectations. The police were kind to a person who had made up for his crimes. Yefala wasn't locked up in a cell like the other prisoners. She had a room with a living room and even her own kitchen. She could also surf the internet and watch movies at any time. The environment here is so good that I want to move in. When Yi-Fa opened the door, Su Yun's first words were, "Why don't we switch?" Yi Fala was shocked. She couldn't believe her eyes. Su Yun and Qin Weiner were standing in front of her at the same time. As a woman who had been through a lot, Yi Fala quickly accepted this surprise. This is all thanks to Officer Qin. If she didn't help me apply, I might be fighting with the prison bullies for territory. You've done so much for the police. This is the treatment you deserve, Qin Weiner said faintly. You two can chat for a while. I'll inform the leaders here. I won't disturb you too. After Qin Wan left, Yi Fala asked Su Yun to sit down and poured him a cup of tea. It's already pretty good to be able to drink Laoshan green tea here. Normally, I wouldn't be willing to serve it to people. It seems that you often have guests here? Su Yun smiled. It's as busy as a marketplace. Yi Fala clicked her tongue and shook her head. I'm very clear about what you men are thinking about. I didn't expect that I would still have the charm to seduce people even when I'm wearing labor clothes. The leaders of the prison come to visit me every few days. They even do it at night. There was once when his wife called to ask him where he was. He even made up an excuse and said that he was working overtime. Hee, how can I not know what he's thinking? Su Yun couldn't help but smile bitterly. Charming people are charming no matter what they wear. Didn't someone say that only the beauty of the heart is the true beauty? These words are all self-deceiving. In the eyes of men, a woman's external beauty is better than her internal beauty. I have to admit that these words really make sense. Aha, what you mean is that I'm just a woman who looks beautiful but has a vicious heart. Yi Fala rolled her eyes at Su Yun. Next time, be careful when you speak in front of a lady. Su Yun smiled embarrassedly. I didn't say that. I don't know if you had a vicious heart in the past, but at least now, you're definitely not one. After drinking a mouthful of tea, Su Yun sighed. This Laoshan green tea is definitely the best of the best. It's also given by the leaders to reward you, right? Don't tell me you and the leaders. Scram. Yi Fala laughed and scolded. I'm not that casual. Even if I was casual, I wouldn't be interested in someone who looks like a wild boar, right? Ha ha ha, don't talk nonsense with me. Let's talk about something serious. Is Fei Fan hard to discipline? Is he still in school? Why didn't you bring him along to see me? Su Yun put down the teacup. He's a good kid. He's not as hard to discipline as you said. I originally wanted to bring him along, but there was a small incident. This time, I came to find you mainly to talk to you about this problem. Yi Fala's smile disappeared. Fei Fan got into an accident? It can't be considered an accident. It's within my expectations. Su Yun knew that there was nothing to hide. The truth was the truth. He might as well say it directly. He went to the Hunter Academy. Yi Fala's eyebrows furrowed. Su Yun definitely wouldn't joke about this. She understood Su Yun. Hunter Academy? You introduced him there? Why? Su Yun was a little surprised. Yi Fala was much calmer than he thought. She didn't show any extreme reactions, but Su Yun could clearly feel the anxiety and uneasiness in her heart. If I had something to do with the Hunter Academy, then I wouldn't be as worried as I am now. He chose it himself. He left secretly. He's been gone for about a week. I've received a message from him saying that everything is fine. Yi Fala was silent for a while. She did have a lot of emotions that she wanted to vent, but it wasn't rational to vent it on Su Yun. Bu Fifan was a child with his own thoughts. Yi Fala definitely believed that he would make such a choice. How did he know about that kind of place? Also, don't you need a referral to enter the Hunter Academy? That's my fault. I accidentally told him about the Hunter Academy. Su Yun said, I thought that he wouldn't take it seriously, but he was very serious. I underestimated his courage. I didn't think that he would really put his thoughts into action. As for the referral, you should know that he likes military weapons. He met a friend on a military forum and they even called each other master and disciple. You definitely wouldn't think that the master he met was actually a super genius in the weapons industry, Kevin Matthew. Yi Fala rubbed her temples. This news was obviously not easy for her to digest. Kevin Matthew, the super genius that even their president couldn't convince to work for him, had actually become good friends with Bu Fifan on the internet? The heavens really played an international joke on him. I'm also very surprised how this kid did it, but that's the truth, Su Yun said. His referral is basically confirmed to be Matthew. Yi Fala squeezed out a smile. I don't know if I should be happy or worried for him. How many people who went to the Hunter Academy didn't come back alive? He's just a kid. You're wrong. He's not a kid anymore, Su-yun said. I made the same mistake as you before. We both thought that he was just a kid. Actually, that's not the case. When you adopted him, he could already survive on his own. At that time, he had already grown into a man, let alone now. He's already grown up. We shouldn't underestimate his ability. Su-yun, if someone else said this to me, I might have already slapped them. Yi-Fala's face was full of a bitter smile. But now, I want to choose to believe you. It's because I believe in you that I entrusted Bu Fifan to you. No matter what, I hope that you won't disappoint me. Su-yun nodded. I definitely will. I firmly believe that his choice is right. I also hope that he will walk the path that he chose himself, and not the path that we paved for him. Men need to be tempered. No matter what, I hope that he can experience something that others have never experienced before. Only then will he be able to grow faster than others. Yi-Fala took a deep breath. Alright, let's not talk about him anymore. I know that you will definitely find a way to contact the Hunter Academy, ensure his safety, and then pass it on to me. Am I right? I promise. Su-yun nodded. He had already started to do this. He didn't need Bu Fifan to know that he was looking for him, but he had to be sure that he was still alive. That was enough. And in this matter, there was only one person who could help Su-yun, and that was Bu Fifan's referral, Kevin Matthew. Su-yun had already contacted Kevin Matthew about this problem, but he didn't give him a clear answer. He only gave Su-yun an address in Huaxia, and told Su-yun that he would arrive in Huaxia next month. At that time, he would use this address to find him. All Su-yun could do was wait for Matthew to bring back news of Bu Fifan. Of course, Su-yun also knew that this information wasn't for free. Kevin Matthew must have something that he needed his help with when he returned to Huaxia. As a condition for exchanging information, Su-yun would definitely spare no effort to help him. I believe in you. Yi-Fala smiled. The two chatted for about an hour. Yi-Fala had a lot of thoughts, especially about freedom. She said that if she could get freedom one day, she would be willing to exchange everything for it. This was definitely not an exaggeration. Anyone would do anything to get freedom. Qin Wan-er's arrival interrupted their conversation. Following behind Qin Wan-er was a fat man in a prison guard uniform. Su-yun didn't hesitate to call him a fat man. He only needed to look at him to be sure that this guy weighed more than 350 pounds. No wonder Yi-Fala said that this guy looked like a wild boar. It really was. A small wild boar in the forest would probably only weigh this much. If this guy was a little fatter, it wouldn't be an exaggeration to call him a wild boar king. I've heard so much about you. You're the famous Mr. Su-yun. I've heard so much about you. The wild boar, with a smile, stretched out his right hand very politely. Chapter 719. Su-yun then extended his right hand to shake hands with Wild Boar and said, Director Liu, I have also long heard of your name. Seeing you today, you really live up to your reputation, he. Lu Hong rolled his eyes and glanced at Yi-Fala. He chuckled and said to Su-yun, That's right. I'm the fatty that Miss Yi mentioned before. Ha, I've made a fool of myself in front of Brother Su. Many years ago, when I was in the criminal police force, I was also an expert in solving cases. It's just that the position that the organization has arranged for me is too comfortable. Yi-Fala secretly rolled her eyes and said, Director Liu, I didn't say anything bad about you. Don't think of me as such a bad person. Just now, I only mentioned to Su-yun that you took good care of me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have such a good living environment. Don't think too much about it. Of course not. Miss Ye's words must be the truth. Although Lu Hong was at the level of a director and was also in charge of the largest prison in Xinjiang, he was quite humble and amiable. At least, Su-yun did not feel the power and arrogance of an official from him. However, such people were often the most difficult to see through. After all, they were a smiling tiger. Su Yun smiled and said, Director Liu, if you have the chance, come to Shinkai Hotel to inspect the work there. I will definitely treat you well. I'll have to trouble you to take care of Yi Fala here. Lu Hong's big belly seemed to have given him too much pressure. He smiled and walked to the sofa and sat down. Only then did he let out a sigh of relief and said, Taking good care of Miss Yi is my duty. The higher-ups have already instructed me. Brother Su, you can rest assured on this point. Ha ha ha, as for your good intentions, I appreciate it. The organization is very strict in investigating violations of discipline and corruption. Even if I have the chance to go to Shinkai Hotel in the future, Brother Su, you definitely can't be extravagant and wasteful. Ha ha ha, I'll just eat plain tea and plain food. It's also time for me to lose some weight. Of course. Su Yun smiled slightly. This fatty was quite honest and actually agreed. I'm just joking. Ha ha ha, I'm just joking. Don't take it seriously, Brother Su. Lu Hong immediately said, I'm a public servant of the people. How can I afford to spend money at such a high-end place like Shinkai Hotel? Ha ha ha, since Brother Su said those words, I feel that you're definitely my friend. Su Yun's judgment of people was indeed correct. This fatty's thoughts were really hard to guess. His words were both true and false. The way of an official was really not something an ordinary person could do. Director Liu, let's get down to business, Qin Wan-er said. Lu Hong nodded. Yes. Chief Qin is right. We should get down to business. Brother Su, this time when Miss Yi goes out, I'll leave her safety to you. I believe that you can guarantee her safety. Director Liu, you can rest assured. Su Yun paused mid-sentence. What does this fatty mean? Yi Fala? Su Yun immediately shifted his puzzled gaze to Qin Wan-er. What new instructions are there? Yi Fala was also a little surprised. Although she had done a lot of things for the police during this time, it was not to the extent of letting her go in such a short time. Although she had always been looking forward to freedom, she was also very clear that freedom was not something that was given for free. Qin Wan-er shrugged her shoulders and said to Su Yun, Some things can't be explained in 1 or 2 sentences. The leaders of the Bureau also deliberated for a long time before making the decision. I originally wanted to tell you yesterday, but I felt that it would be better to give you a surprise today. You want to release me now? Yi Fala was puzzled. Chief Qin, there must be something that the higher-ups want me to do. Yes. Qin Wan-er nodded. If this matter is resolved, although it won't directly reduce your sentence to the point where you can be released, at least it's a very good opportunity for you. Su Yun shook his head. I knew there wouldn't be such a good thing. However, of course, I can't miss the opportunity to reduce my sentence. What kind of good thing is it? Qin Wan-er shook her head. Let's go. Follow me back to the bureau. You also have to help with this matter. Otherwise, I'm afraid that it will be difficult for Miss Yi to complete it alone. I didn't tell you yesterday partly because I was afraid that you wouldn't accept it. However, in front of Miss Yi, you can't find a reason to refuse. Su Yun gave a thumbs up. All right, I knew that such a good thing wouldn't escape me. However, there is one thing that I can be sure of. As long as it can reduce Yi Fala's sentence, I won't miss it. When the day comes that her merits outweigh her crimes, the police will be too embarrassed to continue to lock her up, right? That's right. Now, we are too embarrassed to lock her up. Lu Hong smiled and said, Miss Ye's merits have long outweighed her crimes. Ha ha ha, today I came to send Miss Ye off. Don't worry. I will arrange for people to take care of everything here. If Miss Yi doesn't come back, naturally, it will be a good thing. If she still needs to come back, I promise that this place will definitely not change. Yi Fala looked at Lu Hong and said somewhat helplessly, Then, thank you for your concern, Chief Lu. It's my duty. Lu Hong nodded his head repeatedly. Even a fool could tell that this guy definitely had thoughts about Yi Fala. It was just that he couldn't really do anything because of some matters. If it wasn't for the fact that this guy was quite honest, Su Yun would have already knocked out his front teeth. When Yi Fala sat in Qin Wan-er's car and left the prison gate, she felt that she was really like a bird that broke out of a cage and flew into the sky. She smiled slightly. Officer Qin, you police are really meticulous. Bringing Su Yun to pick me up from prison was indeed the right decision. Qin Wan-er said embarrassedly, Miss Yi, we hope that we can trust you. However, there are some things that we have to be prepared for. If Su Yun isn't in the car, we don't know whether you will be impulsive or not. After all, your yearning for freedom is irreplaceable. If Su Yun isn't here, we can only use the special service car to detain you. If that happens, it won't be beneficial for our cooperation. There are many talents in the police department who know how to use psychological tactics. Su Yun smiled slightly. If I don't participate in this matter, I'm afraid that your police department won't be able to find anyone who has the confidence to make her cooperate, right? However, there's one thing that I don't understand. Why would the leader believe me? If it's just your suggestion, it might not be enough to convince the public. Qin Wan-er shook her head. Of course, my suggestion is useless. This matter is all thanks to your old subordinates. Before they left after dealing with Lang Chen's matter, they gave our director a report on your identity and background. They asked our director to take care of you in the future. You are a special talent in the country. Our director was quite surprised when he found out about this. He completely treated it as if he had picked up a treasure. Su Yun smiled bitterly and looked at Yi Fala. Neither of them spoke. Because he knew that I was very close to you, he came to talk to me. I told him the whole truth about Miss Ye's case. Everything was originally because of you. I didn't have the ability to solve this matter at all. Qin Wan-er said, this news shocked our director, so he quickly called for an emergency meeting yesterday and made today's decision. Su Yun sighed. Sigh. Can you be a little more responsible in the future? Don't be so honest. You know that I don't like to cooperate with the police. If it wasn't for Yi Fala, it would be useless even if you begged me. F***CK, who told your boss about my past identity and background? Qin Wan-er said bluntly, Qian Feng. This little bastard. Su Yun was completely speechless. It's not him who lied to you. Qin Wan-er said, it's that person called Gong Zhouxiao. He seemed to feel that he had wronged you and wanted to do something to make up for it. That's why he told our director a lot. Don't misunderstand him. He didn't want to let our director know so that he could ask for your help. He had been highlighting a problem and wanted us to do our best to ensure the safety of you and the people around you. Su Yun was silent for a while. Gong Zhouxiao's character was definitely not bad. It was just that he was too competitive. Chapter 720. Su Yun and Yi Fala were no strangers to places like the police station. Both of them had dealt with this place before. Of course, they did not come here with their current identities. Although the feeling they had now was not the feeling of being high and mighty, they could still feel the respect from the various leaders. This feeling was quite strange, but it was really comfortable. In any country in the world, ordinary citizens who worked in the police station would not receive this kind of treatment, right? Of course, this was based on the value of a person. The leaders of the police station all nodded and bowed to them. That was because they had something to ask of them. This was the prerequisite. Otherwise, how could they expect these people, who usually held their heads high, to be obedient in front of them? Maybe in their next life. Bureau Chief Qin, thank you for your hard work. Bureau Chief Ma and the others are waiting for you in the conference room. The assistant to the bureau chief was a spirited young man. He seemed to be the kind of person who did things efficiently. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gained the attention of the bureau chief. Let me remind you, Bureau Chief Qin, the leaders of the city are also here. Qin Wan-er nodded and could not help but ask curiously, the city attaches so much importance to this matter? Didn't they say that today's matter was mainly to coordinate and research with the crime squad? Why are the leaders of the city here? Which mayor? It's Mayor Wang. I'm not sure about this matter. It's quite strange. In the past, When the leaders gave the orders, we would find a way to solve it ourselves. Thank you. You can go and do your work. Chin Wan-er smiled slightly. The assistant bureau chief nodded and said goodbye to the three of them. Then, he hurriedly went to do his own work. Chin Wan-er's expression told Su-yun that she was also very surprised. I didn't expect the leaders of the city to support our work so much. Let's hurry over and not let the leaders wait. Su-yun pulled Chin Wan-er and at the same time, reached out his hand to stop Yi-fala. He frowned. What is this Mayor Wang usually responsible for? He has quite a lot of power. Usually, he is in charge of the city's routine work. Mayor Wang should be mainly responsible for development plans, economic restructuring, major projects, finance, human resources, social security, and it seems that he is also responsible for taxes and statistics, as well as finance and state-owned assets management. He should be in charge of a lot of things. Chin Wan-er counted with her fingers. What legal and administrative work? Assisting in auditing and supervision? It is not easy to be a mayor. It is indeed very busy. Hearing Chin Wan-er's words, Su-yun was even more confused. Do you think Mayor Wang is so busy every day? He has so many things to do. How can he have time to intervene in the affairs of your police station? Maybe it's because the city values it, Chin Wan-er said without hesitation. Su-yun shook his head. Although I've never been an official, and I don't have an official father, I know that Shenzhen is such a big city. There must be a mayor or deputy mayor in charge of social stability, public security, justice, civil affairs, community management, petitions, and people's armed forces. If the city values it, they will also arrange for a mayor to take charge. Why would they send a mayor in charge of development plans, economic reforms, major projects, finance, human resources, and so on? Aren't they afraid that he will be too stressed and overworked? Aren't they afraid that he will overstep his authority and cause disharmony within the organization? Hearing Su-yun's words, Chin Wan-er was also a little confused. Indeed, if the city values it, they should send Mayor Zhang, who is in charge of social stability, public security, justice, and civil affairs. Why would Mayor Wang come? I think there is something fishy. Su-yun said, Go and tell your Chief Ma that if you want us to cooperate with your work, you must keep it a secret. Even the leaders of the city cannot know about your plan to attack Yonghe. You have heard from Gong Jiuxiao about what happened to me. I was betrayed by the higher-ups of the police. Now, I don't want to be betrayed by the leaders of the city. After listening to Su-yun's words, Chin Wan-er felt that she had become suspicious. But no matter what, if she wanted to get Su-yun and Yi-fala's help, she had to respect their opinions. Then I will take you to my office first. I will pass on your message. Chin Wan-er said, Su-yun, if you have any requests, just tell me. I will try my best to help you coordinate. After all, I don't have the final say here. If I had the final say, I would have directly handed over the power to you. Su-yun smiled. You believe me because you have a reason to believe me, but your Chief Ma may not necessarily trust me that much. After all, I have never worked with him before. He thinks I have the ability only because I used to be from that place. Miss Yi, if you have any needs, you can also tell me. Chin Wan-er said, You don't have to feel embarrassed. The police owe you a lot of favors. If I can't do anything for you, I'll feel embarrassed. Yi-fala shook her head. I don't have any requests, and everything I do is not for you police. You don't have to feel embarrassed at all. I'm just atoning for my sins. Then I will go first. Chin Wan-er left Su-yun and Yi-fala in the office and hurriedly left. It was said that the one-eyed Yonghe was very resourceful. It was possible that he could bribe the leaders in the city to inquire about the situation. Su-yun was right to be careful. After Chin Wan-er knocked on the door of the meeting room, there were already many people sitting inside. The leaders of the city, Mayor Wang, Chief Ma of the police station, Captain Zhang of the criminal police unit, Team Leader Liu of the key case investigation unit, and so on were all in the meeting room. Little Chin, where are they? Didn't you say that you would be in charge of picking them up? When Chief Ma saw that Qin Wan appeared alone, he was obviously embarrassed. He had just promised Chief Wang that he could find the most reliable informant to settle this matter. Qin Wan said, "Chief Ma, I have picked them up, but I think that to ensure the safety of the informant, people who are not related to the plan should not appear here. What do you think?" Chief Ma paused for a moment and nodded. "That's right. There are some details that I didn't consider carefully. So, everyone who is not related to the plan can go back. Only those who are involved in the plan can stay in today's meeting." Since the boss had spoken, some people got up and left. In the end, only the important figures of the Criminal Police Unit and the Key Case Investigation Unit were left. "That's enough. Bring them in," Chief Ma said lightly. Qin Wan looked at Mayor Wang without saying a word. Chief Ma's face changed slightly and he reminded her, "Little Qin, think carefully before you speak. Mayor Wang, there are so many things in the city waiting for you to worry about. You are so busy every day, but you still care about our police station. Thank you for your hard work." Qin Wan didn't wait for Chief Ma to finish his words. She said directly, "Some things are confidential in our police station. I hope you can." "Ha ha ha, well said. Well said." Mayor Wang didn't mean to blame Qin Wan at all. Instead, he laughed a few times. "We need talents like you in the police force. Indeed, anyone who might threaten the plan should not be trusted. Even I should not be an exception." Chief Ma hurriedly got up and said, "Mayor Wang, she didn't mean that. Although little Qin is a capable comrade, she is still young and sometimes lacks consideration when she speaks. Ha ha ha. She hopes that you can stay to supervise and guide us, and point out our shortcomings." Qin Wan didn't care so much. "I didn't mean that, Chief Ma. What I meant was what Mayor Wang said. I don't think anyone can be an exception. We can't hurt the informant's privacy. If we really want to cast a net on Yonghe, we have to be more serious." Hearing Qin Weina's words, Director Ma's face darkened. This little girl's words were really harsh. Moreover, she did it in front of the leaders of the city and so many people. She simply didn't want to give him a way out. She even questioned Mayor Wang in front of him. His son was going to graduate from university this summer. Chief Ma was counting on Mayor Wang's connections to help him. At least, his son could get a job in the city and not have to worry about food for the rest of his life. It wasn't so easy to work for the government these days. Chief Ma didn't believe that his son, who spent a lot of money to change his files in university, could pass the exam with his own ability. Therefore, Chief Ma couldn't offend Mayor Wang. "Little Qin, are you the one who has the final say in the bureau, or am I the one who has the final say? You're too bold. How dare you question anyone? Do you think Mayor Wang has any connection with scum like Yonghe? Do you think he would leak our plan to Yonghe?" Chief Ma scolded her angrily. "Think about what you should do now. Do whatever I arrange for you. When you have the ability to sit in my position, it won't be too late to educate me then." Qin Weiner didn't mind being scolded, but she couldn't disappoint Su Yun and Yi Fala. "Chief Ma, maybe I didn't think through what I said, but you should respect the informant." "Then shouldn't you respect Mayor Wang too?" Chief Ma stared at her. "Is this how you talk to your leader?" "Mayor Wang, I'm sorry," Qin Weiner said. "Please understand. I'm doing this for work." Mayor Wang nodded. I understand. Of course, I understand. Old Ma, this young lady is serious in her work. You should praise her more. Why are you educating her? This is your fault. You should encourage the young people more." "Right. Mayor Wang is right. Leader, you have a high ideological awareness. I can't catch up to you even if I flatter you." Chief Ma nodded. You should praise her. When this is over, I will praise her well. Little Qin, did you see that? This is our Mayor Wang's magnanimity. This is magnanimity. This is called being magnanimous." Qin Weiner nodded mechanically, but she muttered in her heart. "Even if I flatter you, I can't catch up to your flattery skills. In an official's career, these things were inevitable. Qin Wan saw all kinds of flattery in front of her leaders every day, so she had long been used to it. She had been angry at first, but now she just laughed it off. She had changed a lot. She felt that she had grown up. Many things were like this. For example, a driver who had just started on the road liked to spit all the way. When he saw someone who didn't follow the traffic rules, he would scold, "Do you know how to drive?" However, when a young driver experienced many years of provocation from drivers and pedestrians on Huaxia's roads, he would become calm and could laugh everything away. Chapter 721. Qin Wan knew very well that if she had a conflict with her boss over something, the consequences would definitely not be what she wanted. At least, in the future, she would face the possibility of being bullied. This was something that could not be avoided in any department. The power of authority was indeed great, and no one could deny this fact. Especially their director, Ma Zhongbang, who attached great importance to the relationship between superiors and subordinates. However, Qin Wan still chose to do this in her own way, even if it meant offending Ma Zhongbang. Ensuring Su Yun's safety was the most important thing for her. Everything else was illusory. Even if she lost her position, she would not put Su Yun in a dangerous environment. Moreover, for a policewoman, it was her duty to catch criminals, no matter what kind of method she used. Su Yun had already made a great sacrifice by standing up to help. She had no reason not to do what she should do. It was that simple. I am responsible for all the cases related to drug dealers in Shenzhen. Director Ma, this is the power you gave me, and this time will be no exception. This is my duty, so I have the right to raise any questions in my work. Qin Wan said, Director Ma, we all want to solve the problem of Yonghe as soon as possible. But now the only way is to rely on the help of the informants we invited. If they can't even keep the basic secret, then we don't need to continue with this plan. Ma Zhongbang heard that Qin Wan was determined to be stubborn to the end, and he really did not know what to do for a while. He always felt that he was very experienced in dealing with his subordinates, but this time he was helpless. Qin Wan, don't forget that all your power is in my hands. If I want, I can take back the power I gave you at any time. Of course, Director Ma, you have the power to do so. Qin Wan said, but you need to think about one thing. If you do so, I don't know if the people we need help will still stand up. Of course, I hope they can still stand up for the overall situation, but there are some things. Director Ma, you really need to think about it. Mayor Wong laughed and tried to smooth things over. All right. Old Ma, I still say the same thing. Young people need to be encouraged, especially those with character. After all, the future is in their hands. What do you think? Mayor Wong, you're right. Young people should be encouraged. Ma Zhongbang nodded and said yes, but when he turned around to look at Qin Wan, his expression seemed to have changed. But sometimes, if a young man doesn't even understand the basic respect for the leader, then I'm afraid there is nothing for me to encourage and cultivate. Old Ma, I won't disturb your work. You're also very busy. I'll leave first. Mayor Wong smiled and said, It's better for you to deal with the internal affairs of your police station. My curiosity will only cause you trouble. Ha ha ha, let's go. There are still many things for me to do in the city. I can't stay idle. Ma Zhongbang stood up and said, You can't say that. Mayor Wong is very busy every day, but he still squeezes out time to guide and inspect our work. We can't thank him enough. As they talked, they walked out of the conference room one after the other. Everyone present stood up to see them off, but they were stopped by Mayor Wong, who asked them to go back to their seats. Ma Zhongbang gave them a look, and everyone stayed obediently. Director Qin, you really don't need to go against the leaders of the city for this. Xing Guoliang, the captain of the crime squad, shook his head. This will affect your official career. To be honest, we all think that Director Qin is young and promising. You will have great achievements in the future. You are ruining your own future. Yes, Director Qin, think more for yourself. You have to learn to adapt yourself when the overall situation can't be changed. Li Mi of the Key Case Investigation Unit nodded and said, Director Ma, how should I say it? He is a good person, but he cares about his face. He can't accept his subordinates disobeying his wishes. I think you should have a good talk with Director Ma later. Qin Wan nodded. I know, thank you. But I also have my own principles. 15 minutes later, Ma Zhongbang returned to the conference room again. He looked at Qin Wan coldly and said lightly, Is this the result you want? The leaders of the city can come because they think highly of us. Is this how you treat your superiors? Do you know the consequences? Xing Guoliang and Li Mi both secretly looked at Qin Wan, hoping to hear her admit her mistake. Then this matter would be over. Unfortunately, Qin Wan let them down. She still insisted on her principles. Director Ma, I didn't do anything wrong. I was just performing my duty. Your duty? Good, good, good. Ma Zhongbang said good 3 times in a row. Little Qin, I think your mental state these days is not suitable to continue to be in charge of such a high-pressure matter as the police station. I will give you a long vacation. Go back and think about it carefully. Come back to work when you understand. This kind of long vacation sounded like a good reward, but in fact, it was a kind of power abuse. Although people in the establishment system couldn't be fired because of some small conflicts, the leaders could make you an idle person at any time. Even if he was still paid for a person, it was quite uncomfortable to be a freeloader. Director Ma, I can't leave. This matter can't be left without me. I have to solve this matter first. Qin Wan said, Even if I beg you, after Yonghe's matter is solved, you can punish me however you want, but you have to let me do this matter, otherwise. Otherwise what? Otherwise I can't do anything, right? Otherwise I have no one to use me, right? Ma Zhongbang interrupted Qin Wan. There is a very simple truth. You need to understand that the earth will still rotate without anyone. No one is a necessary condition for anything. Without you, I can still let someone else take care of this matter, or even do it myself. Qin Wan looked at Ma Zhongbang without avoiding his eyes. Director Ma, the earth will still rotate without anyone, but this case is not the earth. The case doesn't have the ability to rotate on its own. The case needs me to be the bearing to operate. Other than me, no one else can do this job. Ma Zhongbang snorted and said heavily, You overestimate your ability. Qin Wan, I am ordering you now. Bring the informants I asked you to bring to the conference room, then you can go home and rest. You can rest for as long as you want. I don't mind. The informants we need are in my office. Director Ma, if you don't want to think about it, then I will bring them here now. Qin Wan said, I hope you can take back your words. I am very important to this matter. No one else is important. Ma Zhongbang stared and said, As long as these 2 people come forward to help the police, I don't need anyone else. Qin Wan shook her head helplessly. Dealing with Yonghe is not a small matter. I hope Director Ma can have the confidence to let them help you. Of course I have confidence. One of them is a serving criminal who wants to have his sentence reduced, and the other was a special police soldier who used to be the sharp blade of the state. They have no reason to refuse me. Ma Zhongbang said, You don't need to worry about this. You just need to find a good place to have a vacation. Okay. Qin Wan nodded. Ma Zhongbang continued, Okay, you don't need to invite them. You can go now. I feel a headache when I see you. Li Mi, go to little Qin's office and invite them here. After all, they will cooperate with your Key Case Investigation Unit for many days. It is better to know them earlier than later. Li Mi got up and said yes, then pushed the door open and left. Qin Wan knew that it was meaningless for her to stay. Since Ma Zhongbang was confident, she had nothing to say. Hello. Li Mi knocked on the door and came to Qin Wan's office. He saw Su Yun and Yi Fala chatting. Sorry to disturb you. Director Ma asked me to invite you to the conference room. Su Yun looked at Li Mi and asked, Where is Qin Wan? Why didn't she call us herself? You are her subordinate? I am Li Mi from the Key Case Investigation Unit. Regarding the Yonghe case, we may have a lot of cooperation in the future. Li Mi smiled. Nice to meet you. Is Qin Wan also in the conference room? Su Yun asked directly. Li Mi was stunned and didn't know what to say. She. Well, there should be other more important things for Director Qin to do, so she is not responsible for this matter for the time being. Su Yun just got up and was about to go to the conference room with Li Mi, then he sat down again. Team Leader Li, I don't understand what you mean. If Qin Wan is not responsible for this matter, why did she bring me and Miss Yi here? I don't care about the division of labor in your bureau, but I just want to say that I am here to help you because of Qin Wan. Mr. Su, I understand what you mean. It is not too late to talk about it in the conference room. Li Mi said, you will know everything when you get there. Wrong, you don't understand what I mean. I mean, except for Qin Wan I don't listen to anyone else. Su Yun said bluntly, for example, if you ask me to go to the conference room now, I have no obligation to cooperate with any of your requests, because I am not your subordinate or your friend. I don't even know you. Do you understand now? Li Mi was dumbfounded. No wonder Qin Wan was so confident to tell Ma Zhongbang that this matter couldn't be left without her. It seemed that she did have her reasons to be confident. Although Li Mi didn't know whether this matter could be left without Qin Wan, one thing was certain. He didn't have the ability to ask these two big Buddhas. Sorry, Team Leader Li, we don't mean anything else. Yi Fala smiled. It's just that Director Qin invited us here. We came here because of her, but after we came here, we suddenly changed masters, so we can't adapt. I understand. Li Mi nodded. In this case, I will go and find Director Qin. Please wait for a moment. Li Mi hurriedly left Qin Wan's office and strode back to the conference room. He conveyed the situation to Ma Zhongbang, and Ma Zhongbang couldn't hold his face anymore. He didn't believe that the two people dared not to give him face as he was a leader. Chapter 722. Ma Zhongbang came to Qin Wan's office with a professional smile on his face. Hello, both of you. Ha, Director Yi, we're old acquaintances. Su Yun, I've also heard about your matter. No matter what, I'm still a senior police officer and have the right to know some things. I hope you don't mind. You must be Director Ma. Of course I don't mind. The past is the past. Now I'm just an ordinary citizen. Su Yun said, Director Ma, please don't think so highly of me. Just treat me as an ordinary person. No. You're a talent. You're not ordinary anywhere. Ma Zhongbang said, Su Yun, you're a treasure to our Shenzhen police. I believe that you, who used to be the sharp blade of the nation, are definitely a reliable and trustworthy person. Su Yun didn't have time to listen to these pleasantries. He went straight to the point. What about Qin Wan? Everyone in the police station has their own work responsibilities. Little Qin's condition hasn't been particularly good recently, so I think it's better for someone else to take charge of this matter. Ma Zhongbang said, in addition, the city leaders pay special attention to a difficult opponent like Yonghe, so I'm personally taking charge. As for little Qin, I hope she can take a break and adjust her body. Although Su Yun didn't know why, he had already sniffed out some hidden things. Director Ma, there might be some misunderstanding between us. The reason I came here is definitely not because I want to help. Of course, it's everyone's duty to cooperate with the public, but I also have the right to make my own choices. Of course, that's for sure. So, if the two of you can help us, we won't treat the two of you badly. Ma Zhongbang said, Director Yi, I'm very sorry about your matter, but your current performance proves that you're someone who actively makes up for your mistakes. If this matter succeeds, I'll do my best to help you fight for the greatest power. You understand what I mean? Yi Farah nodded. Of course I understand. It's just that I'm not as conscious as Director Ma thinks. Director Yi must be joking. Ma Zhongbang said, Su Yun, we are both passionate people. You don't mind making friends, right? Of course not. Su Yun nodded his head. However, before that, I want to make one thing clear. The reason why I am here to cooperate with you is not because I have the ability to meddle in other people's business. I am just giving Qin Wan face. However, Qin Wan is not responsible for this matter. I suddenly feel that there is no reason for me to do this. Chief Ma, if there's a chance, we might become friends, but it's definitely not today. If there's nothing else, we can take our leave now. Although Ma Zhongbang was expressionless, his heart was surging. Mr. Su Yun, I have made it very clear. Qin Wan is no longer responsible for this. Director Ma, I've made it very clear. I'm here because of Qin Wan. Su Yun said, I have an obligation to cooperate with the police, but I also have the right to refuse to do what the police want me to do. Isn't that clear enough? Ma Zhongbang was a little embarrassed. Then what will it take for you to cooperate with the police? It's very simple. Su Yun said, if Qin Wan is responsible for it, I will help her. If she is not responsible for it, I will ignore it. Xing Guoliang and Li Mi were shocked. They didn't expect Qin Wan to be so influential. No wonder she was so confident when she said those words to Chief Ma. It seemed that this case couldn't be handled without Qin Wan. Miss Yi, this is a good opportunity for you to reduce your sentence. Ma Zhongbang quickly changed the topic. Once people like Yonghe are arrested, you will be released from prison more than 10 years earlier if you make a contribution. Director Ma, this matter is not up to me. I can only cooperate with the police. However, you know very well what kind of person Yonghe is. I can't deal with him. I need Su Yun's help. Yi Fara said, this matter is up to Su Yun, not me. After all, I am still serving my sentence. I have no personal right to choose. What do you think? Ma Zhongbang couldn't help but clench his fists. He didn't expect Su Yun to be such a hedgehog. Ha ha, it seems that the success or failure of this matter is up to you, Mr. Su Yun. Ma Zhongbang adjusted his mood and said with a smile, Mr. Su, I think we can discuss anything. It's just that Qin Wan is not suitable to be in charge of this matter now. I don't want to mess it up, so I will be in charge personally. I hope you can understand. Su Yun shook his head. If that's the case, the matter has already been messed up, and it was you who messed it up. I don't want to repeat it. I am here to help Qin Wan. I don't like to meddle in the police's business. Su Yun's attitude was very firm. At least, Ma Zhongbang was completely speechless. Director Ma, this matter doesn't seem to be difficult to deal with. Yi Fara said, you just need to let Miss Qin be in charge again. I think if there is a perfect solution, you will get what you want. Ma Zhongbang didn't speak for a long time. Finally, he said, then I will think about it carefully. Please think about it carefully. Director Ma, if there's nothing else, I think I should be able to leave, right? The police station is not a good place for an ordinary citizen like me, Su Yun said. Ma Zhongbang looked at Su Yun. I know your relationship with Mr. Yi. It's up to you to decide whether you want to leave or stay. But I have the final say on whether Mr. Yi leaves or stays. Su Yun smiled and said in his heart, well, you win this time. After Ma Zhongbang left Qin Wan's office, the first thing he did was to contact the person in charge of the special forces. However, he got this response. Su Yun is no longer under our jurisdiction. We have no right to give him orders. He has his own personal rights. The person who gave Ma Zhongbang this reply was not an outsider. It was Wang Yi's secretary, Du Wen. He had a very close relationship with Su Yun. Of course, he would not help a small director to order his brother around. In the end, Ma Zhongbang understood a truth. Although the earth would not stop spinning because of someone missing, Yonghe's net operation would stop spinning because of Qin Wan's absence. He needed this merit. In the golden period of his career, he needed such merit to prove himself and get the recognition of the organization. After weighing the pros and cons, Ma Zhongbang also understood that at this time, the person who had to take a step back was him, not Qin Wan. Li Mi. Where is Qin Wan now? Ma Zhongbang asked. Li Mi shook his head. She should have left the station. Ma Zhongbang looked at the time. It's still working hours. Director Ma, you asked her to go back and rest. Li Mi said, I think you should give her a call. Director Qin has always been an easy person to talk to. She will definitely understand you. Ma Zhongbang's hand that picked up the phone trembled slightly, but he finally chose to give in for his own future. Little Qin, we have some misunderstandings just now. I hope you can come back. I know you may have some emotions now, but I still hope you can consider the overall situation. Qin Wan received Ma Zhongbang's call and looked very calm. She was very sure from the beginning that this matter couldn't be separated from her. Director Ma, as long as the station needs anything, I will be on standby at any time. I will not complain. Thank you. For the first time, Ma Zhongbang felt that he couldn't control something and had to entrust it to his subordinates. This feeling wasn't bad, but it was definitely not comfortable. After Qin Wan returned to the police station, everything calmed down again. When Ma Zhongbang took Qin Wan to appear in front of Su Yun again, Su Yun's attitude had a big change. Yi Fala smiled and whispered behind Su Yun's back, You're really a sentimental person. President Yi, you can't talk nonsense. Su Yun turned back and whispered, This is called loyalty. Ma Zhongbang took a deep breath. Mr. Su, I brought little Qin here. Since you want her to be in charge of this matter, I will let her be in charge of everything. But I need you to give me a guarantee that the arrest of Yonghe will be successful. What guarantee do I have? Su Yun said helplessly. As a leader, it was easy to talk. If Yonghe was so easy to catch, he would have been caught long ago. They wouldn't even have a chance. I can't guarantee. Qin Wan suddenly interrupted Su Yun. I promise to complete the task. Su Yun rolled his eyes at Qin Wan. You really don't know how to do it. Su Yun, I can guarantee it because I believe you will not let Yonghe go. Qin Wan said, according to our police, Yonghe was also involved in the Feng family's matter in Suong. Because Feng Qiansui obstructed Yonghe's drug business in Suong, he has a grudge in his heart. At that time, he worked together with Green Ghost. Su Yun's body instantly emitted a dense suppressive aura. This sudden burst of suppressive aura caused everyone present to feel a strong sense of suffocation in their chests. Ma Zhongbang finally understood that Su Yun always had an arrogant and unruly aura because he had the strength to be arrogant in front of him. Xing Guoliang, Li Mi, and the others also deeply felt that this former member of the Special Forces was extraordinary. With such a person helping them, they had a much higher chance of winning in their hearts. Good. I didn't expect you to reach the level of the supreme power at such a young age. It seems that when you dealt with me, you hid a lot of your strength. Yi Fala was even more shocked because she knew that this kind of pressure could only be emitted by a master of the supreme power. Su Yun's silence was very scary. At least, no one wanted to talk to him at this time. Give me Yonghe's photo and information. Su Yun said lightly, Now tell me about your police plan. Qin Wan nodded, Let's go to the conference room to talk about it in detail. I have made a detailed slideshow about Yonghe. I will tell you my plan in detail. Of course, if you feel that anything is wrong, I need you to point it out immediately. My principle is to ensure the safety of the two of you and solve Yonghe's problem at the same time. If we want to catch Yonghe, we must catch him red-handed. Yi Fala said, This will be more or less dangerous. Haha, Director Qin, this is why you let Su Yun participate. If I am alone, I am afraid that it will be too dangerous. If something happens to me because I cooperate with the police, you will not be able to explain it to Su Yun. Qin Wan admitted what Yi Fala said was true. Miss Yi, I am very grateful that you can cooperate with us. Really? You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.